ancient misconceptions. We've got truth in our possession. No room for doubt, no time to waste. It's time to put flat earth in its place.
Welcome everybody to Tuesday night. It's actually Tuesday, and tonight I will be debating QOP on whether or not the Earth is no, not that one. He thinks that the trip to Antarctica, he has some questions about it. He doesn't know if it was real or not. He actually thinks it was the opposite of real. Of course, he's wrong. I did tell him, just warned him. Did you really want to lose in a debate to me? And he's like, yeah, he does. So anyway, it's going to be on the OmniTalk Discord server. The link to that is in the description. Get your tabs out and get them going. If you got them, NASA will send them to you. And I don't know, he's not particularly bad, so you might not need a whole lot of this, but just in case. So anyway, we got Icy Spin says, CK Monkey and I left Ironwork to watch Omni-Onage. All right. Or Ponage, as it is. All right. So I'm going to pop over to the Discord server. Here is the Discord server. And hello, everybody. I'm ready. Are you ready? All right.
Other fuckery. I don't know if I can say that on your stream. And over here we have MCToon, who allegedly went to Antarctica. Allegedly took place in the final experiment. And has video footage from it. That was apparently live streamed and recorded.
We did, yeah.
So, QOP, do you want to go first and present your case that it did not happen the way we understood it?
Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff to present. Hopefully we can get through it all without too many non sequiturs. MCToon, you gotta turn on your camera. I have a couple. Well, I was curious, just before we start, would you show your passport? Just curious if there's an Antarctica stamp.
There is no Antarctica stamp in it. There's no customs when you enter Antarctica. There's no passport control. There's no country that is there. So you get off the plane, you just walk, and you just get on the boat. Not the boat, it's a truck thing, and then that was it. So they do have a stamp that's in the library that you could, you had to do it yourself, and I did not stamp my own passport, but I know that Will Duffy did, Dave McKeegan did, I don't know who else might have. Yeah,
that's what I heard. I'm just curious if maybe you've got any other stamps, like one of my theories is that you guys might have gone to Iceland, so I'm just curious if you would be open to showing that you didn't go to Iceland.
Yeah, hold on. I'll grab it. Just give me a second. It's in the drawer.
I don't believe Iceland exists.
Got a lot of passports because I got all the kids. There's mine.
It's just a theory I came up with because on the plane, the TVs on the seat in front of the seats, they all say stuff for Iceland Air. The airline is Iceland Air because you guys claim that they rented an airline to go to. Yeah,
they chartered Iceland Air. So, all right. In the past, I've had issues with turning on my camera on Discord, but I will try to turn it on. Here we go. There it is. Okay, so here's my passport. I'm not going to show I'm not going to dox myself here. Let me just, hold on. There you go. There's my picture in it. Then I can show you probably all of the pages. And then here is.
You got the Punta Arenas one.
This is not Punta Arenas. This is going to be Chile. So this was in Santiago. So that's it. That's all I got. I entered Santiago. They stamped it there. They did not stamp it when I entered the U.S.
And I see like the page after that.
I got before, okay. So hold on. I have two. This is Chile. Okay. So this is pages 8 and 9. Okay. Right there, 8 and 9. And then pages 9 and 10, there's another one, and this is Chile again. Okay. So there you go. There's Chile again. I don't remember which was which, but I'll show you then. 12, 13, 14, 15.
It's hard to see anything, but
yeah,
I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, I mean, this isn't this isn't a perfect venue for this. I mean, I can send you pictures of it if you really want. Right,
so
but
what are we looking for?
I'm just,
Iceland stamp?
that's probably what he's looking for. I'm being careful not to dox myself, right? I mean, these pages are all empty, but there's a number on the bottom I don't want you to see. It's probably the unique identifier for it. So I prefer not to have that one being shown. There you go. These are going out to YouTube, so if you really want, I mean, you can go and look at the YouTube stream, though it's not full size. Anyway, then here's that one. And of course, the funny one is on the side there, it is it's a photo from space. Anyway, so there you go. If you want, I'll give you pictures of all of them, and more carefully cover up the sensitive information. So, if you want.
All right.
Is that fine?
So we have tested the Iceland hypothesis, and it has not panned out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you guys don't have an Antarctica stamp either, so I guess it's like a stalemate for that one.
It's not a stalemate at all. That's confirmation, right? You would not expect an Antarctica stamp, because there is no country called Antarctica. There is no passport control when you enter Antarctica. It's only for collectors. Like,
I'll let you have that one.
It's not legit. Yeah.
Points on this debate. You're right. I'll let you have that one for sure. That's all yours.
All right.
I need a scoreboard. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what next? What? Okay. So we have addressed the Antarctica consideration. What else? Or the Iceland consideration? What else is there?
Can you see my stream, MCToon? Can you do you know how to stream this to your YouTube so that your viewers can see?
I see it.
Fraud.
I see it there. Yes, I see Winter Patriot 45. Okay.
Can you put it on your YouTube so your viewers see?
Yeah, it is. Like full size. So, QOP. I made you a mod on my YouTube stream, so you can post links there if you want. I know you're busy. I'm not. You don't need to or anything. I'm just so you know.
Okay. Yeah. No, I just wanted you to blow it up as much as possible, because these little artifacts are very hard to see. Can you guys see this is my first
So I can see the blue. I honestly can't make out a whole lot of detail there. There's like a little white light down in the lower right quadrant.
Yeah, it's just a reflection from his TV screen. Do you see the gray line that's like diagonal on the corner there going down?
Tops to the bottom,
yes,
to the bottom right. Yeah.
Yeah, from the top center
It's
to the
pretty
to the
faint. But let me
Yes.
here.
What is
It's not that faint. It's actually more faint now. So this is something that someone found in the time. No, it's not the time lapse. This is in the 360, I believe.
So what is the theory about this?
Well, so this disappeared when Witsit posted his 360. Is it the 360? I forget which one is that.
So these are taken with two different 360 cameras, or was it the same footage that two different people posted?
So I can explain. So Witsit couldn't figure out how to get his own 360 working because he sucks at tech apparently. And he said he needed to update the firmware on it, and he said that he didn't have access to the Wi-Fi to update the firmware, even though he did have access to the Wi-Fi because he admitted that he intentionally stole the Wi-Fi without permission, even though he actually had permission, but he thought he was stealing it. He thought he was stealing it, and within an hour of it being up, he had the Wi-Fi, so he could have updated his Insta360's firmware, but still didn't. Anyway, this was not his. This was video that Will gave to Witsit, right? So this is off of Witsit's channel. Okay.
Yeah, I get all that. So this screenshot is from someone else uploaded it. I believe it's either Witsit uploaded or someone else. This is
Man of Stone did one.
This is originally what you could see in the sky when you look. Now, when you go to Witsit's 360 24-hour time lapse, you can find it in the same location here. I could actually, like, if you look up that video, Winter Patriot, 24 Hours of Fraud, and you just go where he found this, you can find the same thing, but it's way more faint. So Witsit, you can blame Witsit if you want. Witsit took this artifact, right, that was in the 360 footage that he basically took from someone else. He reposted it with it all blended in better, so you can't find it. But I found it. So here's the next slide where I find the same line. I had to blow up the contrast really high to get it to even be visible. So you see this, the same 45-degree angle right there. It's the same exact location I found it. And it's completely dim. It's almost impossible to find unless you have a very keen eye for this kind of thing.
So it's just like a chemtrail?
That's very funny, but chemtrails aren't 45-degree geometry like that.
So what is it?
So there's a lot of theories, but it shouldn't be in the sky if the sky is real. The sky isn't made of lines like this. This is either someone's layer. There's either a layer here that is just composited together, different layers in the sky, or one of my theories, which isn't my theory anymore, is that they're inside like a Amazon type studio with all these panels that have kind of splits in between them like this. But that's not my theory anymore. So it's pretty much just something left over from someone not blending in layers that are, because when you piece together, obviously the whole sky isn't just painted blue with one color. You know what I mean? It's shades that all kind of fit together, and when you don't blend them, you get stuff like this.
So when you looked at the same video that was posted on Will Duffy's channel, did you find it there?
No, but I found them all over this one. So you want me to? I have to go comb through that one.
Witsit had a very poor render. Whatever he did, it was pretty mangled. But you should look at the one on Will Duffy's channel. Or even better, you should look at the source if you want. If you want, I will gladly.
This was rendered. This is, like I said, this is the second time it was uploaded, and it's changed now.
It wasn't uploaded. Witsit didn't upload it twice. Witsit only uploaded his video once, right?
I'm not sure where Winter Patriot got the first one is not the one I got this from. So he if you're saying this is from an artifact from compression,
of course, yeah,
he got the same exact artifact in the same location from his compression from him doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd expect if there's a compression artifact, you'd expect it to be in all copies, right?
From 2 different uploads.
What 2 different uploads?
I'm not sure where Winter Patriot got the.
Okay, I'm sorry. Not sure doesn't cut it. Right?
Okay, this is really even. This is just the beginning. This is just.
Witsit uploaded, to my knowledge, not 2 copies of the same thing. He uploaded, I think, in 3 parts. In 3 parts, he uploaded the 24-hour real time, and it was mangled. It was goofy. And then he did, I think, the 36-hour time lapse that Will gave him as well. And both of them were somehow not uploaded correctly. I don't know how he didn't do it correctly, because both myself and Dave McKeegan used the Insta360 Studio and managed to get a good render. So the Dave McKeegan posted his time lapse, and Dave rendered the one that Will Duffy posted on his channel. That's the 36-hour time lapse. Dave rendered that. And I don't know if it's Dave or myself, but we both rendered the one that's currently on Will's page. I think that's Dave's. And the one that Will has not yet published, but is currently on his channel, unlisted. Also, that one I rendered and uploaded. So, but Witsit, to my knowledge, uploaded the 24-hour in 3 parts, 1 time, and the time lapse 1 time. So if you're saying there's 2 different uploads, then you're going to need to substantiate which upload you're talking about, right? And you already said, fine, we can let it go. So I'll give you this. If you want, I can give you a link to the original collection of Insta360 video files. Each of them is about 1 terabyte. If you want to look at them and peruse them.
Okay.
Was I lagging or him?
I don't know. I think it was Toon, but
Okay, sick. All right. Well, so moving on. The camp, your Union Glacier camp, where I believe you slept, is not in this Union Glacier shot of this sun right here.
all right. So yes, so we do not have a chain of. We do not have a chain of custody for the video with the line across the sky. So now we are moving on to what? What else? What is our next stop?
Okay, so you're saying here that the top one you're saying is that's from the what we call halfway point. Yeah, and you can't see the camp. The reason why is because there's a hill.
It's a hill.
Yeah. So snow is a solid. Ice is just hold on, Omni. Ice is a solid, and like dirt and rocks and sand and things like that, it forms hills and valleys and topography. And so there's topography between the camp that we were at and the main camp.
I don't see any what did you guys see? I'm hallucinating a very flat plane here up to the mountain horizon.
How did you measure that?
I just looking at it.
Okay, so you didn't measure it. Okay, got it.
Okay, is there topography here? Which is the topography?
Yep, there's topography there. Yep. Okay, so you can see that edge there. That's the top of that's the rise of the hill.
Okay, so
now did you
behind this?
So now
topography.
So here's the cool thing. Dave McKeegan posted. I'm sure you've watched it because you wanted to do your research on this. I'm sure you've watched the video that Dave McKeegan posted of the plane coming in to land at camp, and as it got obstructed bottom up by the horizon. Right, it's pretty cool. It comes into land, and then like it just keeps going down. So for a while, you just see the tail of the plane sticking up. And yes, it's a hill.
Or is that perspective?
It's a hill. There's a hill of that white fluffy stuff, which is not really snow. It's more ice crystals. So yeah,
Yeah, sure.
yeah. So if you did your homework, you would have seen that. Or if you would have watched either of the two full 360 time lapses that are real time, so both Will's on Will's channel and mine on my channel gives a full 48 hours of time, and there's multiple planes that come and land, and in those you can zoom in on the planes and you can see them come in and land. And like I said, if you want, I'll send you the original videos and you can get the highest resolution from them.
So just to be clear, you're saying the camp is there behind this hill?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to see, do you have any other pictures of flat hills?
It's not flat.
Maybe we're looking at different pictures. I'll move on. That's not really that important. There is, here's my next picture, or your guys' next picture. We have a missing DSLR. I believe that's
What?
we got a camera on a tripod, and we got a shadow of just the tripod. God, it's not good when you guys don't check all the shadows that the AI recreates for you.
So wait, where's the DSLR?
It's right at the bottom of the camera, of the picture there.
That's not a DSLR.
All right. Well, I'm just guessing there's a camera there, right?
No.
Okay, whatever that is, it's not on top of the tripod in the
Yes, it is. So what you're looking at is a view through an Insta360. Have you ever used an Insta360?
Yeah,
They're
that has nothing
pretty.
to do with
They're pretty.
the shadow in front of it.
Oh, it certainly does. So an Insta360 I'll get one. Hold on, I got it. I have the same model. All right. Yeah. Here's, you can see me. Okay. So here's my Insta360. I'll take it off this mount that I have here, and I'll show you. It's got two cameras on it.
I know. They're on
So-
opposing sides.
all right,
and
so
there's
hold on.
like
Okay, so
there's a
here's-
center point in between them. You can't see anything.
I was explaining. You don't need. Hey, the
I know, but
audience.
this
The
is not-
audience
that's not
wants to hear.
happening here, right?
The audience wants to hear. So, right here is the base, and so on Dave McKeegan's got a regular tripod, and you can see the shadow of it there, and then it's got a shoe mount, and then his Insta360 has a 1/4-20 female here, and then the shoe mount. It's not a shoe mount. It's a tripod mount. Goes into that 1/4-20 connector, right? And then it sits on there, and it sits on the actual base there of the tripod, and that knob that you see sticking out is the screw-in knob to tighten the it's not a shoe. I keep wanting to say a shoe, but it's the part of the plastic thing that screws into the bottom of the camera. And it looks a little weird because you're seeing from one lens down and from the other lens down, and it's stitching it together. So the DSLR that you're talking about is to the left. It's off screen. And if you had done your own research, because this is a 360 time lapse, that's paused. You could just pan that view to the left and see the DSLR that is in the shadow there. I mean, are you starting off with your worst stuff on purpose?
Yeah. And I'm starting
Okay.
off slow, but I actually got rid of some of the footage that has a lot of the 360 seam that, actually does seem like it's the 360 seam cutting stuff off, and I'm gonna bring it back to the
adapter is the word I was looking for.
Yeah. So,
Oh yeah, you can see there. You can see some stitching there. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you look, it's everything at that stitch area is gonna be obstructed, right? From the bottom to the top of the image, you see your hand is obstructed. The bottom thing is ghosting at the side there.
Yeah,
right?
you know what that is there that you're looking at on the side?
Well, real quick. Yeah, what? Yeah, whatever. I don't care what it is. I'm just showing that the thing is being obstructed by that 360 seam, which doesn't have a lens. It's kind of I know how it works.
Right here, like there.
Here,
It's this. That's pretty cool.
Here, the bottom where you're claiming the seam is hiding something, you know, at the top of that tripod shadow, that nowhere along the line of where you're claiming this 360 seam is making things disappear is anything disappearing. So just like I'm pointing out here, the entire line from bottom to top is being there's nothing being picked up because there's a 360 seam that can't see that angle, very close to it, right? Okay, here nothing is being hidden, so you're just using that as an excuse because there's obviously something missing at the top of the shadow. So that's a point for me.
I gotcha here. So here is, you can see on right. Will had a plug, an USB-C plug like this. Okay, just a straight plug. It went right into the camera, and then it had to come out and bend. So it was away from the body of the camera, like this, right? This is how it plugged in, like that.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that
stop
picture.
interrupting. Just listen, okay? Okay, I let you talk a lot. Okay, so and so it was like this sitting on the tripod, and so the lens can see this. Now, Dave McKeegan, Dave was pretty smart, and he did, where'd it go? He got a USB-C with a 90-degree turn on it so that he can plug it in, and it goes right next to the camera and goes down to the battery pack, and it doesn't get picked up on the lens. Dave is a smart guy. He ordered this ahead of time and brought it with him. Pretty cool guy. So that's why. So since then, I bought one for myself, because when I use this to film Ultimate Frisbee games, and I don't want that in the scene. There you go.
This is just a non sequitur, though. It's just a non sequitur.
It's not a non sequitur whatsoever. It's perfectly addressing your claim.
No, my point is the picture, and there's nothing missing in the picture except the AI forgot to put
there's
the
nothing
thing, you know, the
there's nothing there to be missing. What should be missing? What's missing?
There's a tripod shadow with nothing on top of it. This is the thing on the tripod.
Yeah,
in the picture right
it's
here.
the adapter, right? It's in the shadow.
It's in the shadow.
Yeah, the shadow shows it. It's not big. And because it's messed up by the stitch, it's not shown correctly. But I'll pull it up here. Let's see. We've got.
I mean, I'm happy with that answer. Like, I feel like
No, we're gonna pull it up here.
You don't have to dig a hole.
So there is. Which was it? The here's the 25-minute time lapse. I'll share it here. Oh my gosh, I don't need the ad. Just a second. This is going to be good. I will share this to my. I'll put this in my live chat, and let me see if I can get it over here in the Omnipresence text chat. So there is Dave's video, and what? How many minutes into the video was that? Oh, it doesn't matter. It's right here. So look at this. So there it is. If you see, I did what you didn't do. All right, I'm going to share this to. Oh my gosh, what? You never do your own homework. Like I even like told you, like before in our chat. I'm like, hey, do some homework here. Don't just don't just get the meme quality. You don't get somebody else's work. Get the, go to the source. But you didn't go to the source.
Even know what you're claiming you found.
All right, I'm getting it. Just a second. Oh, there we go. Get that out of there. Okay, so it's up on my live stream right. Just a second, right now. So there you go. So here is. You can see this is the adapter, and it's stitched. So now everybody's seeing it in my live stream. Oh, I wonder if I can probably share this, right?
Yeah.
I have can't share my screen.
I'm watching your live stream. I don't know what that has to do.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So this is all right. Well, I'll go back to my live stream. So there it is. There's the tripod with the knob there, right? And this is not what the top of the tripod looks like. This is a result of the stitching, and then right off here is the Insta360 is on top of it, and it's it's not super big, and the adapter is also not very.
Where's the shadow for that giant bulky object?
It's not giant or bulky. It's small. Why do you think it's
tripod legs?
Why do you think it's why do you think it's so big? It's right. It's right there.
Smaller than tripod legs, or bigger than tripod legs?
In the shadow here. Yeah, so
no, just my question, not whatever. Is that object bigger than tripod legs or smaller?
Oh my gosh, it's horizontal.
Is it thick?
It's horizontal.
Is it thicker or not? It's bigger or smaller?
It's probably a little bit smaller because it's horizontal.
It's that smaller than tripod legs? Oh, I'm so happy, bro. You say the funniest things when we debate.
All right, here.
I told you, you're just digging a deeper hole, bro.
There we go.
We should move on.
There it is. This is
better things.
Hold on.
I don't want to.
There you go. You can see it. You can see it here.
All
right.
What?
You can see right there. Here's the knob sticking out. You see it's on. You see the knob. You see the knobs on the left side here. And then,
God, you're gonna
and then there it is. There it is.
That's the thing holding it, bro.
There it is.
That's the thing holding it.
Yes, that's what I said it was. It's the thing holding it. It's on the top of the tripod. It's holding the Insta360. Why didn't you just go to his original video so that you understood what you were looking at instead of just copying somebody else's meme? That's kind of lazy.
All right, this is not even. This is just the beginning, bro. Let's move on.
All right, hold on. I got to write down that Insta360 stitch. Okay, 5. What's next?
All right, here's where it gets fun. That is the TFE logo.
Yes, it is.
Appearing on people's clothes.
Yes.
And the wall.
Yes. You didn't know about that? We addressed that while we were there.
I know.
You know, so you're bringing it up now, even though you know.
Well, I have a couple more observations.
Like this is where it gets fun. So Will uses a green screen when he's at home. Yep. So Will uses a green screen when he's at home, and he did not turn off the green screen filter in his live streaming software.
Got it.
Yeah. And so this proves that it's not green screen in the background, because if it was, you just see the TFE background.
True. Wait. Okay, so
I'm sorry,
saying,
people. You do need this.
I know. I'm just a flat earther. I'm confused. I need to be taught. So you're saying Will uses a green screen at home, right?
Yes.
Do you have a picture of the screen or anything, or Will using it?
Just go to his channel. Oh my gosh.
Well, he obviously has a. He
fine.
obviously has
fine.
some.
Oh my gosh.
He never has the actual.
Do you need? There it is. Do you need somebody to hold your willy while you take a whiz? Here it is. Here he is sitting down in front of his green screen. See that? It's on my live stream right now. Oh wait, it's not on my live. Sorry. There it is. There's my live stream. There he is in front of the green screen. See that?
Oh my God.
That's not the actual background of the room that he's sitting in. So this same green screen effect was on when we were in Antarctica, but there's not a lot of things that are green when he's standing out there with his back to the sky. And so then when he did the live stream, then John,
wait, can you show the part that's green?
That's not how green screens work. You don't see the green. Holy crap. You don't see the green in a green screen when they're using a green screen. Are you this confused?
Listen,
oh my gosh.
I just wanted to see what the screen he was using was.
Hold on, oh my gosh.
Bro, this is not helping your case, bro. I was just trying to figure out what color the screen he's using is.
Green.
I'm gonna guess green.
Oh my gosh.
You're green. Okay.
Oh my
You're not
gosh.
gonna show me that. Okay, no. I get it. I know he's got a chroma keyed layer on the green screen, right?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was just asking what the color of the screen was that he's chroma keying away. Is green, right?
Green. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So everyone heard MCToon say it, because now he's screwed, because it's not green that is being chroma keyed out of the TFE footage. It's light blue. So if the setting was left to chroma key green out of the footage that Will Duffy was making, then why did the chroma key footage get rid of everything on people's blue clothing when you just said yourself his screen is green? So you have to pick the color that gets chroma keyed out in the settings when you do this. It's not just gonna get rid of blue and green and red and everything. No, it's very specific. And only blue things, just like Will Duffy's clothes right here. This guy's shirt is blue. This guy, Will Duffy's jacket is blue.
Wait, go back on that one. Go back on that one. Go back on that one. That's a good one. Where you see Will.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. Pause. You see how?
Yeah.
So what is circle? What is that we're seeing, that white circle in the middle with black around it? What is that?
I have no idea. It's just a video of
that is an internal lens reflection of the sun. It's
fine. I don't even care. You want to harp on that?
No. What it's doing is it's blowing out all the colors there, and that's why you're seeing this around it. So when I imagine you probably have never used a chroma key. So when you use a chroma key, you get a set how aggressive it is at pulling out colors, and you have to tune it because the entire green screen isn't perfectly the same shade of green. So you need to tune how aggressive it is. And so things that are not just the one exact Pantone of green get pulled out. So whatever we're seeing here, we're seeing things that are getting blown out. So that's what we're seeing here. This isn't, but all that you're saying here in the end is that it's completely defeating you because the what we're seeing is the black TFE logo. It's not helping you.
Oh yeah, no, I got that. No, yeah. But so you would agree in this shot right here, we have a blue jacket that we could call it sky blue, right? And we wouldn't call it green, right?
What I said is this is getting blown out. You can see how bright it is around there. So that's the sun. That's the sun shining directly on that, and it's blowing out the sensors there.
Non sequitur. My question
it's not a non sequitur. It's perfectly addressing your topic. It's the opposite of a non sequitur.
Okay, so is this jacket blue?
Yes.
So the jacket is blue, and you said that Duffy has a green screen, literally green, and he chroma keys the green to put his TFE background on it, and that he just left that setting on. So why are blue things being chroma keyed?
It's not blue. It's washed out. It's washed out white.
No, it's just this is basically the color of the sky, which
that's
is interesting.
the sun. That's the sun shining directly on that, and it's blowing out the color.
It's just interesting because the sky is what's in question, right? So the light blue sky that is the same color as everything being chroma keyed, and that the camera and the live stream software is set is replacing things on, is literally the color that we would assume as flat earthers, conspiratards, we would assume is being replaced in the sky by a composite CGI sky.
It makes no sense at all. We would be seeing the black TFE logo in the background. That's not what we're seeing. We're seeing the blue sky. It's the opposite of what you think it is. I can't believe that you're this dumb. It's hard to imagine living life like that.
So, I mean, you said I don't know about chroma key stuff, but you don't.
Obviously, you don't. Yeah, you've never used chroma key before, so maybe you should talk to somebody that's used chroma key before and get a little more idea of what's going on here. Right.
So,
This is literally this is you has zero experience using chroma key, pretending like you're an expert in chroma key. Right. This is top left defined.
Well, you agree that like if when you're using chroma key, you can replace different areas of the set with different layers, right?
Different layers of what?
You can have some things being replaced by one layer and then another thing being replaced by another layer, right? Because you can create all kinds of different, artificial set, chroma keyed layers in a video just by, picking what each thing is.
What the hell are you talking about?
So when you use chroma key, you think it's only one layer that you can put that you can use to put all over everything that is being chroma keyed out?
Why would he have the black TFE logo as the chroma key? That makes no sense.
No, I'm saying that there's obviously other layers being also replaced that are doing other things in the shot.
Obviously. Okay. What color are these other things you're talking about?
Well, the sky is literally the color that's being chroma keyed out everywhere else in the footage. So
it's the opposite of what you're claiming. So it's definitely not chroma key, is what you're saying.
What's the opposite of what I'm claiming? What?
It went over your head.
All right. But yeah. So
all right.
So
6.
This blue that's being chroma keyed out. Is very prevalent in the video. Everyone's wearing blue for some reason. That's kind of starts to...
Literally, I'm wearing black there. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That didn't go far.
Most people are... Yeah. Most people are dressed in blue for some reason.
So not all. You said all, but not all. Some. A subset of all.
So...
Less than all are wearing blue.
So when working with when chroma keyed layers... If you're going to replace a sky with a completely artificial chroma keyed sky, by wearing blue, what you do is you get rid of the unnatural edges in between the background behind you, which is artificial, and your jacket and your clothes. So the reason for wearing all these blue clothes is to make the scene seem more natural. By the chroma key software basically gets rid of any extra things around the edges to make it blend in with the artificial scenario more. That's why everyone's wearing blue.
What color do you think the sky chroma key was?
Well, so I believe you guys were in possibly in like in an actual area with snow on the ground and a blue sky that you could just chroma key out with the replacement sky that's made of different layers.
So you think the sky was blue and the blue was chroma keyed out with blue, and even though the blue was chroma keyed out, the blue coats didn't get chroma keyed out. Holy crap! This is next level.
Well, the software,
wow,
you can pick the exact hue. That's why the things like his pocket were being chroma keyed, because the hue was matching the sky color that you guys had chroma keyed.
But his pocket is green.
No, that's light. That's like turquoise.
Is turquoise a subset of green?
Well, it's closer to the sky than green.
Oh my gosh. So
you wouldn't agree that's more like a shade of blue?
I'm colorblind. I don't know.
I love when we talk.
Wow. So
here, what someone did was they reduced the blue in this image, and none of the jackets and all these blue things in the shot.
But look at the shadow. But look at the shadow. The shadow.
Because the shadows are fake too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, that's why they look so strange. That's why they turn green. You see how everything that's fake, basically in the shot, the blues are being removed from when you turn down the blues, except for these jackets, because these are in a different layer.
Oh my
This isn't
gosh.
something that you guys actually shot, so it's not coming in as the blues.
Wow.
As all the rest of the blues are being reduced.
Wow, this is desperation. So
why are all the blues retained even though the blues being reduced in this image?
You have one sample. Super.
I mean, that doesn't happen if you just take a picture of someone in a blue jacket.
This is a good point. Kango 44 says he keeps saying chroma key, then AI. You don't need chroma key if you're using generative AI. You can do image segmentation without a solid color background. Yeah, you got to make up your mind. Which one is it?
Okay.
I mean, it's everything. It's everything all at the same time mixed together. Whatever thing you need to get out of the corner you painted yourself in, that's the thing that it is now.
I'm really excited. So this is the death blow to TFE. I can show the actual footage of the 24-hour time lapse from Dave McKeegan, but I guess you guys could probably just believe me that this is from it. On the left, we have. You guys want to watch the actual footage? Or I don't want to get this wrong. I'm not sure if the one on the left is at the beginning.
It's okay. You're gonna get it wrong. But okay.
That's a little at home.
That's an insult.
So either one of these is at the beginning. So one of these is at the beginning of the footage, and one of them is at the end.
Yes.
You see how they have different clouds, so they're obviously different points in the footage. But if you look at the mountain, the tripod, this is the same exact location. Now, what happens is a cloud appears above the sun at the same exact position.
Point to the cloud. No, point to the cloud above the sun, not the lens flare. Point to the cloud above the sun. That's a lens flare. Point to the cloud.
I was hoping you called this cloud a lens flare, so I'm prepared. Don't worry. Let's just go with lens flare for now.
Again, you've never used an Insta360, right? You've never held one in your hand. You've never seen one in person, right?
That's besides the argument.
And you think that you know what an Insta360 is. This is top left again. Okay.
This is an ad hom.
It's an insult. It's an insult, not an ad hom.
So I could
learn the difference.
I don't know if I want to I don't know if I want to debate that this is a cloud and not
that's a lens flare. That's exactly how a lens flare behaves.
It's a very cloudy looking lens flare.
So now what are Insta360? Oh, I shouldn't ask you because you have no damn clue how Insta360s work. Well, here I have an Insta360 in my hand right now. Do you see this right here? You see this thing right here? Mm-hmm. This isn't the lens. This is a cover over the lens. The lens is underneath it, right? This comes off. It's a little difficult to take off.
We can go with lens flare.
Hold on. Here we go. Look at this. Hold on. Watch this.
I wanted to.
Hold on. Look.
I wanted you to say lens flare.
Listen. Shh. Here is the cover. Now this is a cover. Here's the lens. And so what you're seeing is the sun reflecting off of this right here.
I know what a lens flare is, bro. I know. Okay.
You've never used an Insta360. You don't know what it looks like to look through an Insta360 when the sun is shining on it.
Okay. So
now I smudged up my lens, but I got it covered. I'm good.
So you're claiming that at the beginning of the 24-hour footage and at the end, when the sun is at the same position, roughly, right? Because it's, the globe model does, in both models, like the sun is not in the same exact position, but it's close enough to create the same lens flare, you're saying, right?
In the globe model, it's in a different position. In the flat Earth model, you have no damn clue where the sun is.
Okay, that's
fair, fine. Right? That's completely true. You don't know where the sun is.
Sure. In your whatever. In reality, the sun, for the lens flare to repeat like this as perfectly as it does, right? In the same position, the same exact lens flare, you would say the sun has to be in the same exact position, right?
Yeah, very close.
Into the lens,
very close.
Into the lens has to be basically the same, right?
Basically the same, yeah.
Okay, so what we have here is when we take those two shots and we put them on top of each other, and we make one of them translucent, they don't match up when you keep them.
So like I said, not exactly the same, basically the same. I couched my words that they should not be identical because it's different days and the sun is at a different elevation.
Well, the problem is it seems like your tripod sunk in the fake snow or whatever kind of floor we got here, and the tripod has really start to lean over on the edge, which kind of makes a problem for your argument of this being a lens flare with the same exact angle coming into the lens from the sun. If it's
all right, so if you had ever used an Insta360, you would know that there's an internal accelerator.
That's your argument for everything. I've never used an Insta360.
I wasn't done talking. This isn't an ad hom or an insult. You've never used an Insta360, therefore you're ignorant of it. Therefore, your opinion on these matters is not very valuable. I have used an Insta360. I have one with me.
Okay.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me finish. So there's an accelerometer, a three axis accelerometer in the camera. So it doesn't matter what orientation you hold the camera. It knows which way is up and down because of that, because gravity pulls it down, and it knows because of the accelerometer. And so when you hold the camera, for example, like this, and if you rotate it like that, then in the Insta360 Studio, it doesn't rotate like that. But there are some little shifts that happen. I was filming an Ultimate Frisbee game, and the whole thing actually, in the second half, the whole view of it, even though I was pointing one direction, it all just flipped around about 90 degrees. And so I had to go in and I had to put a keyframe before it did that and after it did that. I don't know why it did that. It was some sort of an error in the camera. In the end, of course, the video was just fine, but it's not a perfect accelerometer. So there's nothing unusual about that. I would recommend that you go get an Insta360 and use it for a while and see how they work and see if these things that you think are an issue, because everybody that's looking at these things has no depth in the topic.
Just trying to figure out how to do something, so I didn't mind the long ad hom because I needed some time, but it's okay. We can move on because I have here what I was trying to do. So here is them side by side, right next to each other. That was kind of redundant. As you can see, this is not a lens flare. This is a little dissipating cloud, and it is literally identical. The pixels are, I can't even tell you how identical this is. It's literally like every part of this dissipated little cloud that they repeat in two parts of this video because they were lazy or something. It's the exact same thing. The only difference is that the one on the right, the brightness, or I would say, the brightness of the one on the right is turned up a little bit. And the one on the left is a little dimmer. So that's the only reason that this one is kind of a little stands out a little bit more. So they're not brighter, but it's
identical.
Same exact, completely identical. Just the brightness is the only thing. If I took this and brightened it up, it would literally match this perfectly. And the reason it's a little odd also that the brightness is up on this one is what is
Did you fart?
No, I don't know really what was going with that one, but it just doesn't really this is the same exact cloud, so someone had to literally just use the same cloud, but then also turn up the brightness to match the end of the video, which was probably for some reason the hue of the sky was a little bit different. But you see, this whole shape in here is extremely non-natural. So the whole thing about this is fake
because it's a reflection off of the lens cover. As I said already, go get an Insta360. Go bring it out into the bright sunlight. You'll see it happens. And that's not a cloud. It's not the right direction for the cloud. The clouds were coming from the mountains on the left side of the frame there, scooping up off the mountain. And you can see in the second day footage, you can see this line that goes across from this mountain, this range to the south of us, where it kind of was scooping the air and it kept having a pretty consistent cloud. You can kind of see it there on the left photo, or the left frame. So that's where the clouds were all coming from. And they weren't vertical like that, going from bottom right to top left. They're going mostly horizontal from left to right. So you're seeing a 24-hour sun in a lens flare is what you're doing there. I mean, you're just basically confirming that we saw a 24-hour sun.
That's interesting. Yeah, so this pretty much debunks TFE. I mean, you got a dissipating cloud. That's the exact same thing.
It's a lens flare. It's a lens flare, you absolute idiot. And that's an insult, not an ad hom. Get the difference. You are an idiot. This is a lens flare. Go get an Insta360. Go test it yourself.
Okay. Well, the sun is moving to the left, right?
Correct.
This lens flare, you claim, is moving to the right.
Correct.
Okay, so the lens flare would track the sun if it was, being, coming from the sunlight.
No.
It's literally going the opposite direction.
That's right. That's what it should do.
No, that's not true.
Go get an Insta360. Go test it yourself.
You see how it flattens out at the bottom there?
The lens flare? Yes, it's oh my gosh. It's a lens flare, you idiot.
This sun right here is literally just a layer, and it's square probably, or the top of it's square. So this cloud that they repeated for some
you
reason,
know
'cause someone
nothing
wanted to-
of this topic whatsoever. This is
it's
Dunning-Kruger to the highest degree. You have no clue what you're talking about. None of this is how these things are done.
I promise, if you guys
I promise you're an idiot and you don't know anything about this topic.
You'll never find a lens flare that looks like this.
Go get an Insta360 and go try it for yourself.
Why would I?
And so that Insta360 was using the stock lens cover. You can purchase an upgraded lens cover, which I have for this one here. Dave did not get that. He just had the stock lens cover. Go ahead. Go grab one. Go test it. It's an Insta360 X4. They're probably a little cheaper in price since the X5 just came out.
Yeah, I don't know how that fixes your problem here.
It's not a problem at all. That is exactly what you expect from lens flare. There's nothing unusual about this. I don't know why lens flares are such a mystery to flat earthers.
I'm actually seeing a square around this little cloud here. I've
Oh my
actually never seen
gosh.
it before.
Which mushrooms did you eat?
Would that be a bad thing?
Yes. Yeah, whichever ones you ate, don't eat them again. Monkey Cat Pat Bet says, I paid for this. Take my money, Toon. Raza43 is a new member at Newton. Good for him. Thank you. All right, what's this?
This is another thing. Some people pointed out that your hair grew unprecedentedly fast in 3 days.
So when I was in Antarctica, I did not have my my hair gel because it was on my carry-on. I had 2 carry-ons. I didn't bring one of the carry-ons with me. It stayed on the airplane and flew back to South America. And then the next day they sent it on the cargo plane. So I didn't have any hair gel, and so my hair was all non-gelled. But back in Punta Arenas, I had hair gel, so that's what you're seeing there. I have hair gel in right now. It's crusty. If you were to feel it, you'd feel it's got a little bit of a crunch to it.
Well, you see how your hair is edged on the side there, it's pretty low. in the other image, like it's come in there pretty good already in 3 days. It's pretty,
different lighting, different camera, or maybe that's the same camera. Are those both from my live stream? No, that bottom one, I don't know. I don't think that's from my live stream, was it? The bottom left? Maybe it was. It was getting to be about 10, close to 10 degrees there. So, all right. What do we got now? All right, here, let me write this down. Hair grew. Wow. All right, what's this one?
Well, you let me show stuff for longer than I thought I'd be able to, so I'm just seeing what else I got here.
That's wow, that's a bit of a reach even for a flurf. All right, well, you think about that. Raza 43 is a new member at Newton. Said that already. Clems, lots of S's, says, I'm surprised that flat earthers have put out a bad quality video and have put out and say aliens. They need to move on from the flat earth eventually, right? Yeah. A lot of them do like to talk about aliens. So like the alien invasion, they're going to believe the alien invasion. Some of them say the aliens come from the outer lands. So that's kind of funny. Astrokate Sathix says flurfs greatly inflate the capabilities of AI. They do. Yes. And they're, of course, they're looking at, they have no way of evaluating things. That they start with the conclusion and they stick with that. All right, what's this one here?
Your ad homs are really great for me being able to
insult. Know the difference. Why are flat earthers so stupid they can't know the difference between ad hom and insult?
That was an ad hom too.
That was an insult, not an ad hom.
We're debating.
My goodness, I'll bring it up.
This one's funny. So this drone. So you guys you guys use this drone to somehow prove that you're not in a green screen studio yet.
Yes.
You still didn't go far enough to prove that you're not in just a very large green screen studio. It's very strange that you guys thought this was a good idea. So it beeps when it's next to you, and then it stops beeping, and then it goes farther.
Yeah, it goes past me
again.
No, it started beeping again when it started coming toward me again. When it was past me, it didn't start beeping again. Yep, it came toward me. It was beeping because of proximity. Then it went past me and it stopped beeping. And then he went however far he went. And then it came back toward him. And as it came near me again, it started beeping again, as expected. And then when it wasn't near me, it wasn't beeping. Then it got near Will and it started beeping again.
Okay, let's check out where it beeps. This might have annoying music because I just kind of took it off someone else's video. So, what the fuck? Why won't it let me play? It's fucking weird. Sorry, I just got a Mac. It's a bad decision. Milk was a bad choice.
I'm gonna go backwards. So obviously,
sorry about the music.
Why?
Green screen.
Why is there music?
I don't know, dude. It's fucking annoying. But the music is also its own beeps.
Why don't you go to the source for anything? I literally asked you while in the group chat between myself and Omni. I told you, don't go to somebody else's work. Go to the source. Why don't you go to the source? Are you that lazy? Insult again. Insult, not at home.
So it's beeping next to you.
MCToon, who's also live streaming.
And now it went farther, and it's beeping over there. And now you're following, now you're chasing it.
All right. I'm going to go back.
That's awkward.
All right. Here, I will go to the source, unlike you. These videos are available for free on the internet, on YouTube, for you to just go and grab and look at yourself with nobody else to stop you. So I'll pull up the original of that one there. That one, I think, was on my Conspiracy Tunes channel. Where the guns, Flight to Antarctica. Maybe that was not on Conspiracy Tunes. That was on my other one. All right, MCToon. All right, live. I do a lot of lives on my live channel, so... Oh, no, it's not on that one. It is on Conspiracy Tunes. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. That's why. Hold on. There it is. There's the source. Okay. So I'll grab... Put it in my live chat. I'll put it in the Omni live chat here. Right? And then I will... All right. So here it is on my Conspiracy Tunes channel. And I give a quick tour of the different things. And so here I am behind Will.
He is live streaming.
See that?
So we are both live streaming each other. That would not be possible if there was a green screen. Hello. Number two, I am...
All right, so here I'm walking backward.
That'd be quite a green screen to have all this going on.
That was greenish in color, which was removed.
All right, so here I am back a ways from where Will is, but still in his video. And let's get where he has his drone flying. All right, here it is. So I'm following it, and then I stop following it. And it keeps going. So you don't hear the beeping where I am because I'm not holding the remote. Will is.
Okay, yeah, so how does that help? So why are you showing that if we don't hear the beeping?
So now it's coming back toward me again. Watch this. See that? And so it will be beeping right now because it's close to me again.
I just showed a beep when you were far from it, and then you had to go chase it, pretend like it was you.
So now, let's go to Will's live stream. The one you didn't want to look at for some reason. So, final day. Here we go.
All right, my drone.
All right, there I am in the background.
Show you that there is no green screen behind me. So
points updated.
All right, so you can hear the little chatter from the voice there. Oh, hold on, it's not showing on my. Wrong one. Hold on, I need to get the correct one on my screen here. That's not it. For some reason, the wrong one came up. So there we go. I thought it was up. So, all right.
okay, hopefully you can hear me with the drone, but I'm also going to record what the drone is videoing, which is my screen. And I'm going to go backward. So obviously, there was a green screen.
So it was beeping, then it got close to me and it stopped beeping as much.
This drone would not be able to fly backward toward.
No beeping. It's past me. Not beeping. It's a super slow speed beeping.
MCToon, who's also live streaming.
No beeps. Now I'm getting in the way. It's coming back.
Filming the drone. All right, now I'm going to come right back to us.
Look at that. All that time with no beeping. All that time with no beeping.
That was a weird way to describe it. I hope your audience saw the video while you described it like that.
All right.
It's kind of weird.
All right, have we concluded Beatgate?
All right. Yeah, we have. Yeah, we've demolished him on that.
All right.
If you say so.
All right. I will. I'll post Will's video in the chat there, and in the live chat on YouTube. There you go. Everybody can now look. So let me read this here quick. An ad hom, you would attack the opponent's character or personal traits in an attempt to undermine their argument. See, that's an ad hom. An insult is you're stupid. An ad hom is you're wrong because you're stupid. You see the difference?
I didn't say anything.
All right. Or more like,
I think you're lagging.
you're wrong because you smell funny. You see, that's an ad hom.
Did you just rewind in time?
And then let's see, I forgot about that. That's right. Dave McKeegan, he's back. You see that way back there? Dave McKeegan is way in the background there. He went.
I'm streaming another video. I got another interesting one.
All right. I'm watching. Go ahead. All right.
For some reason, your head doesn't block out the sunlight and the fake.
Oh my gosh.
Sun footage.
All right. 8 is drone. Beeping, and 9 is glare. All right, so what you're seeing there is the sun. You see that big old weird shaped blotch? That's not the sun. That's the glare of the sun, and it's being compounded by the lens cover that mangles it a little bit. So when I go behind that glare, I'm just going behind the glare. I'm not going behind the sun. You don't understand glare. That's the problem.
It's a weird looking sun, bro.
Yes, it is. It's a glare. It's glare. It's not the sun. It's glare, and it's being modified by the lens cover as well.
Some crazy refraction you Glowers got going on.
It's not refraction.
Bending around your head.
Just a second here.
It's like it doesn't even notice that your head is going in front of it. It's not even slightly altered.
Just it of course not, because it's glare. All right, hold on.
You got a smaller head than you think. Maybe you don't have such a big head.
All right, there we go.
I'd like someone to show me I'd like someone to show me a video that.
Seriously, are you so stupid that you don't understand glare?
At home.
Insult. Why are you so stupid that you don't understand glare? This is just making all flat earthers look stupid, which is perfectly fine. I mean, that's why I do this. But that's glare. That's not the sun.
Is it coming from the sun?
Yes, it's blowing out the sensors and all the proximate sensors. How is this such a baffling thing for you? You've never used a camera in the sun, have you? It's just I've
never seen anything like this.
Of course not. You've never done anything. You've never done anything yourself. You've only parroted what other people told you to parrot.
So to steal menu, this can happen because I haven't done anything. Is what you're saying?
No, this can happen because it's normal, and you don't understand it because you haven't done anything.
This is normal. Okay, is this also normal? Oh my god, this fucking dude with his fucking music. Alright, look at this sun. Ready? And it turns to 2. Oh god. What is that? Is the I'd like to know how the Insta360 changes the sun behind this guy just because he got closer. It's like an intelligent Insta360 that it's like motion detecting.
He's on the stitch line. My gosh.
Yeah, but why does him going there change the sun?
All right.
Look how wobbly everything is.
Number 4 was an Insta360 stitch, and number 10 is an Insta360 stitch.
Yeah, but the sun is literally like so. what would? So I'm just curious. Like, do you have like a reason why the sun would be shifting, like be changing from him getting closer to the camera?
Yes, it's the stitch.
I mean, it makes more sense.
This is software. This is software that's rendering things. Because
exactly. So we agree.
Because
this is just fake renders.
This is normal. This is normal Insta360 stuff. Go get an Insta360, go outside, put the sun on the stitch line, and go do stuff near the sun. That's what you're going to see.
But
his head distorts too. Everything gets distorted on that line, especially when it's close to the camera. When things are farther away from the camera, it can stitch them better. But when they're close, they get all confused because the camera is trying to identify features on both sides of the stitch.
So just to steelman you correctly, the sky is being altered by software.
No, that's not a steelman. That's a lie.
That's what you said.
No, that's not what I said. The sky's not being altered. That is
not being altered?
No. That is the stitch between two lenses, and the software is trying to identify features on both sides of the lenses, right? Both of the independent videos, and trying to put them together and determine which is which. And since it doesn't have correct overlapping information, it has to interpolate things. That's what an Insta360 does.
So
go get an Insta360 and go try it.
So there's no Insta360 here. What is appearing on that?
Well, what's this video? Oh, that's a barrel. So they use 55-gallon barrels to outline the runway.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, this is a bad video. Why'd they include this?
Yeah, well, because they're dumb.
All right, I'll give you that one. That one's dumb. That's why I wasn't going to actually even use some of these things.
So far, it's 11. It's 11 to me, 0 to you. All right. What else we got?
I don't know. Gotta go in my other folder.
Oh, dude, we're going deep. We're getting the second folder here.
Do you want to look at your shadows being
all right?
A little bit.
Oh, I was hoping you were. Liquid Flame says, if this is all they have, we're getting down to the dregs of the Flat Earth barrel. They're running out of arguments and getting desperate. For sure. All right. Are you getting it yet? One year. There it is. All right, I've got the shadow one ready as soon as you are. All right, are you ready on the shadows?
I'm streaming it.
I'll post it in the Omni chat already. There we go. All right, go ahead.
Well, the shadow is making it very intense angle change. Just from you walking like 3 feet.
Do you know? Yeah. Do you know what's happening here? Do you notice how that table's moving? Why is that table moving?
Well, the guy's walking.
Oh, the guy's walking. So both of our angles are changing. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty drastic though.
Yeah, it is because both of us are moving. Okay.
Would you agree? Would you agree that if the light source was closer, it would change more drastically than if it was farther?
No, not at all. That's exactly how parallel light functions. Okay, so I posted posted in. Oh, that's why it's not working, right? I posted the video. Do you you see the video I posted? Oh, that's why. The Discord one. It's the wrong Discord one. Okay. Just a second here. I gotta make sure I get this correct. Discord event stage. There we go. Okay. So here is the video that I posted. It was 4 months ago. It was January 6th I posted this. So shortly after we got back from Antarctica. So if you look at my YouTube live stream, you'll see I'm talking a little bit, but the important thing here is I'm going to... All right, so look right there. Do you see these shadows? These shadows are pointing in different directions. See it?
Yeah, it's not as drastic as what, your shadow.
It's actually more drastic, because on the left side there you can see it's very steep to the down to the left. It's even steeper than 45 degrees, and on the right side you can see it's steeper than 45 degrees the other way. So it's even more drastic than in the video that you showed there. And while we're at it, I did include a little explanation for people who don't understand glare. Just a second here. I think it's going to have a commercial, maybe. Is that what that link is? Oh yeah. So here just a little bit here. Look at those red arrows. The angles there are very dramatic. Of those red arrows. So, all right, and but here they're parallel. Look at that, amazing. So it depends where you're standing. All right, now, oh yeah, look how big that glare is. Look how big the sun is. You think the sun is actually that big. You think it's actually that big, and then, but look, that pole is behind the sun. See that? That's amazing. The pole is behind the sun. How did it do that? How did the pole get behind the sun? It's not.
Yeah, I believe in perspective. It's usually Clovers that don't.
That's not perspective. That's glare.
I'm not looking at your video.
You're not looking at my video. Oh, there we go. There, I'm showing it again here. So here is... There you go. Look at how big the sun is now between me and the pole, isn't it? It must be. Look how giant the sun is, and the pole is behind it. I can't believe that flat earthers actually go for this one. It's very embarrassing for them. So embarrassing. Anyway, there we go. And look, now it's completely blocked. That gigantic sun is now blocked by that small pole. How did that happen? Look how big that sun is now. Amazing. My goodness, children. All right. Andrew Powers got timed out by a lot of people here. What did Andrew Powers do? Seems like he's rather a hateful person. Let's see. Wow. Andrew Powers is very butthurt. Yes. Yeah. It's okay. You can hide him on the channel if he's going there. Yeah, absolutely. That's the right thing to do. So, okay, anyway, there we go. Back to yours. If you want to show whatever it is that you want to show there, go ahead. Are you doing anything? I don't hear if you're talking.
Yeah, I was just looking at this video. There's not too much interesting things.
Are you going to go watch Logcats videos now? Live during debate here?
No, I'm just showing the different CGI glitches from your guys' stream.
These are not CGI glitches. So what you're seeing is low quality renders. So when you upload a video to YouTube, they re-render everything, and but we have multiple layers of re-rendering. So we have the original Insta360, which is it's two 4K cameras, and they're a fisheye lens, a literal fisheye lens. And it's a circle. If you look at the source video, it's a circle. So things that are on the edge of the circle have much less pixels representing them as things that are in the center. And then the Insta360 Studio renders that from the highly distorted fisheye to a different version for YouTube. It has to re-render it into a different setting for YouTube, so it's interpolating pixels. And then when YouTube gets it, they transcode everything so that it's now at a different encoding and at a lower bit rate. Typically they'll take like H.264 and code to H.265, or sometimes people say they do it at to AV1. I don't know for sure if that's the case, but anyway, so you're looking at least 2 different re-renders and a fisheye to rectilinear, some sort of rectilinear interpolation. So if you want, what you should do is you should go grab the source video. Like I said, I'll be happily send that to you, and you can go pull it up in Insta360 Studio. It's a free app. All right. Are you just going to lolcats yourself the rest of the night then? Or are you going to...
I don't know. You're like giving instructions about how to... I don't even know what you're talking about, honestly, but...
Whatever your head, I suppose, huh? All right.
No, I'm just...
Sounds good.
Not part of my argument. I don't...
All right.
My argument isn't I know how to use 360 cameras.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you... Yeah. I mean, you really should give it a shot. It's pretty cool... Pretty cool. All right, so I think he's done. Yeah. Rossi says if Duffy had used a blue chroma screen, the effing sky would disappear. Of course. Why would you have 2 green screens? 2 chroma keys.
That's so dumb, bro. Are you kidding me?
It is. I know.
The sky was blue. The
Darren,
sky is blue, right? And they replaced it. They chroma keyed the blue out. That's why other blue things are also being chroma keyed.
And replaced the blue with blue.
So the sky you're seeing is not the one they're going to chroma key out. That's ridiculous.
They replaced the blue with blue. Okay.
I've got several people here who would like to speak.
Just do one at a time. Yeah, one at a time.
Yeah, I'll do one at a time. So I'm going to start with JL Warren. Let's see if I can. Let me see how I do this. Hold on. Okay, invite to speak. There we go. JL Ward.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I just have one question for QOP. Actually, it might be a 2-part question, so I'll try to make it succinct. Is your claim that it is impossible for the Earth to be a sphere?
No, nothing's impossible. What the fuck? So that's a weird way to start.
No, I'm just asking you if that's your claim. Is your claim like you're trying to debunk the final experiment, and you're holding to that it doesn't show the Earth to be a sphere? So I'm asking you, is your claim that it is impossible for the Earth to be a sphere?
No, I never said anything close to that. And if TFE is fake and the 24 and the sun doesn't do that in the south, it doesn't even debunk the globe. We could still be on a ball and on one side of it or whatever. That's just begging the question. I don't do stuff like that.
Well, it's not begging the question. I'm just asking you. Does it? So your claim is that it is logically possible. You acknowledge it's logically possible for the Earth to be a sphere.
No, it's not logically possible, but it's not impossible either.
Okay, that's what. Okay, so if you said it's not logically possible, that means you're saying it's impossible.
No, it's just not logical.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. A thing is either logically possible or it is logically impossible.
That's a false dichotomy.
Oh my gosh.
It's not a false dichotomy. A thing is either possible or impossible, and how we determine that is via logical contradiction, whether there's a contradiction there or not. It's a true dichotomy. A thing is either logically possible because there's no logical contradiction, or it is impossible because there is a contradiction.
Semantics, bro. You got anything better, dude? What?
It's not semantics. I'm trying to do this as succinctly as possible.
Yeah, you put him in a corner. He's painted in, dude. It's tough. He's in a tough spot.
You want to talk about semantics on what's possible and not possible?
This is not semantics. You probably shouldn't use words that you don't know the definitions of. So
ad hom, another one.
That's not an ad hom. That's not an ad hom. It's an observation. So, is it your claim that it is logically impossible for the Earth to be a sphere or an oblate spheroid?
Sorry, I zoned out because you keep saying the same shit, dude. What?
Wow.
I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get an answer from you. It's either a yes or no. You either think it's
Wording the same question, like the question different ways, like, and I have to like
No, I
keep track
don't.
of all the different little.
I don't.
terms
And Toon can tell that I'm not asking it different ways. I'm asking you, is it your claim that the Earth, it is logically impossible for the Earth to be a sphere?
It's not. Nothing's impossible, bro.
Okay, so it is possible. It is logically possible for the Earth to be a sphere.
No, that's not. That's a false dichotomy again, dude.
Okay, so it's not a false. It's not a false dichotomy. It's one or the other. A thing is either possible or it's impossible.
Okay, but you keep changing.
There's no third. There's no third.
There's no third option. Yeah, there's no third option here, dude. A thing is either possible or it's impossible.
So there's nothing. There's no difference between possible and logically possible.
No. A thing is possible because it is logically possible. A thing is impossible because it is logically impossible. In order to determine whether a proposition is possible or impossible, we have to appeal to logic. And the way we determine impossibility is because there is a logical contradiction. Like, for example, if you have proposition A and proposition B, there's a contradiction. If there's a contradiction, that means the two of them, A and B, cannot simultaneously be true. You can only one of them. They're mutually exclusive. Only one of them can be true at the time. So my question is, do you hold that the Earth being a sphere is impossible?
Nothing's impossible, bro. I keep saying that, dude.
So the Earth can be, it is logically possible for the Earth to be a sphere.
Sure. If you shut
Okay,
up.
so if it's logically possible for the Earth to be a sphere,
Wait, how did
then
you
why-
get to say that? It's not logically possible. It's just anything's possible. So yes, it's possible. It's not logically possible because it's not logical at all that we're on a ball in space shooting.
Okay,
through
so
space.
you said it's not logically possible, so therefore it is impossible for us to be, for the Earth to be a sphere.
Oh my God.
That's your position, right?
It's just a false dichotomy you're presenting me
It's
with.
not a
only
false dichotomy. What is the third option between impossible and possible? What's the third option?
Good
You said
question.
logically.
We might need to.
When I say possible, logically possible and possible are the same thing. Logically impossible and impossible are the same thing.
Nope.
Okay, so when I say, if a thing is either possible, impossible, what's the third option?
Well, that's kind of like a dichotomy that's fine, but you add logical and then you're adding like this like.
Okay, no, when I say logical, I'm not adding anything to it. We determine impossibility and possibility by determining whether there's a logical contradiction. Okay, so it's really simple. Do you hold that it is impossible for the Earth to be a sphere?
I said nothing's impossible, dude.
Okay, so it is possible for the Earth to be a sphere.
Yes.
Okay, so it is logically possible. There is no logical contradiction in the Earth being a sphere.
It's a straw man. You changed
It's
it.
not a straw man. It's not a straw man.
He's just chucking out names of fallacies to try to get out of it.
All right,
That's hilarious. I love it.
Then I'll try and make this quick as possible because other people want to get up here and answer.
Quick as logically possible.
What is the logical contradiction in the Earth being a sphere? Like, if you were to say the Earth is a sphere, why is that a logically contradictory statement?
Bro, do I really have to debate this guy? Like, I wanted to debate.
This is the question I'm asking you. It goes to the heart of your worldview, dude.
What's the contradiction? Everything is a contradiction. We're not on a ball, bro. Everything is
but if it's impossible, what is the logical contradiction that shows its impossibility?
Bro, you're so annoying how you speak.
Okay, so here's an issue. Like, right? We have two competing claims. You claim the flat Earth, and Toon is claiming that the group observed the 24-hour sun. All right. Now, these are mutually exclusive claims. Only one of them can be true because the 24-hour sun observation is not possible on a flat Earth just by virtue of the geometry itself. So we know that only one of them could be true. If Toon in the group saw the 24-hour sun, that invalidates your position because we know the flat Earth can't be true. But if you're saying that's logically impossible, what is the contradiction? The logical contradiction? The A is not equal to not A.
So
where's the contradiction in the?
Is he almost done? Is he almost done, bro? Are you almost done?
Dude, JL, you are beating this guy to a pulp.
There's no, sure, whatever you want to call it. All right,
Okay.
So hello.
Yeah.
So I agreed. I wanted to debate MCToon, right? People can come and ask questions about TFE, but I'm not coming here to debate Globers the rest of the night.
Okay. All right. So we will never know what the logical contradiction is. I will bring up, let's see, Sky Hunter next. Let's see.
You gotta find somebody to try to grill me too, Omni.
Who do you want to grill?
Well, do Sky Hunter. Maybe somebody can raise their hand if they want to grill me.
Yeah.
I see Rusted. I love Rusted. Rusted should come up.
Oh yeah, bring up Rusted.
All right. I'll bring up Rusted next.
Oh shit, that was a bad call, MCToon.
All right.
Oops, I was muted. Mike really hates me, so what can I say? You guys hearing me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure how to say his name, QOP or whatever. Why are you ignoring the fact that Will Duffy flew his drone, his quadcopter, to over 5,000 feet high, and showed the entire quote set that you're claiming is a set?
So, do you know how Hollywood movies work?
Yes, I do. You don't, but I do.
You know that they shoot some things in real areas and some things in fake studios. So we only need to catch them in.
No, I didn't know that. Okay, I'm only 11 years old. I'm sorry. Okay. Right, Mike? I'm 11 years old. That's right, isn't it?
Something like that, Santa. I mean.
So if we prove one of the scenes is a fake scene, it debunks the entire experiment, and we don't have to prove that every scene is fake because they could take videos from real places.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Even
that's a non sequitur. Of course.
Yeah, that's non sequitur. Yes, it is.
That's an actual non sequitur.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get off that. Just one more question for you. Okay. One of the cameras was Dave's camera that was set on an equatorial mount. You could attest to this, yes, Mike?
Yes. Yeah, we saw it in some of the footage. Yeah.
That's right, exactly. And it obtained some very good footage. The thing is that an equatorial mount cannot work. It is impossible for it to work on a flat Earth. It can only work on a globe.
True.
Okay, thanks, guys.
All right. Okay, let's see. Rusted is not able to talk right now, he says.
I was hoping.
No. However,
she. Okay.
However, I have Dimmock.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Wait, all right. I think I mean, since I'm not going to apply this to Demok, but since QOP said it should be TFE related after Demok, let's keep both to TFE related. All right, let's hear Demok. This won't last long.
No, I did Max right now. So go ahead.
Hi, I jumped on because I wanted to demonstrate a little bit of the chroma key things that this guy is not really understanding. So I'm going to turn on
at-home
camera. That's not an at-home, dummy.
That's an insult.
Every single time that you cried at home, you have failed. You don't know what an at-home is.
Gaslighting.
Shut up! Shut your fucking hole. So you see that I have my green screen here, right? And if I move it, you can actually see the background, right? So now, if I go to OBS, and I'm doing two very small demonstrations. If I go to OBS and I edit the chroma key, I can actually make myself disappear. So give me 1 second, webcam, okay. Settings, filters, chroma key. All right, so if I push it,
oh my goodness!
Oh my god!
He's gone.
Holy crap! What happened? And then I can do it, and you can see the rest of my house, and I can put it properly, and you see the background.
He's
You
messing.
have to pick the color.
He's
You have to
messing.
pick the color that
He's
comes from-
messing with the intensity of what's
Yes,
the
you
width
pick the
of
color.
what
The
color is being pulled out.
green.
Oh
Okay,
my
so you
gosh!
pick
The color is green, but if you push it too much, everything disappears. Do you see that?
Non-green things went away. Oh no!
Okay, we have a chroma key demonstration.
All right, and this is in OBS, right? But
So,
if I
wait,
do,
you would agree, MX. So you would agree
Max.
that you have that set to green, right?
Max,
And
yes,
I don't care.
that's
I
green.
said
But when I do that,
Go-
that's
go
taking
partial.
That was just
out
starting.
non-green stuff.
Go
Do you see that
partial.
I'm wearing gray?
go partial. So
Do
it's
you see
like
that I'm
the
wearing gray?
Max. Go
You
partial.
can't
So it's like the
respond to me
coat.
if I didn't even say a full sentence.
Do it partial like the coat did, Max.
I'm gonna forget what I was gonna say,
There,
bro.
there,
if you guys
right
see
there. That's like the coat. The things that
You
are
see?
closer get pulled out, and the
it.
things that
I'm
are
gonna leave
farther
you guys
don't.
Let me talk, bro.
All right, go. Let's hear.
You
Let's hear.
wanna come respond to me. And
Let's
then
hear it,
not
Q.
let me talk. All right, MX. So you got that set to green, to chroma key out green, right?
Yep.
Not right now, not you, but the green behind you.
Yes.
Okay, so the story is that Will Duffy left his chroma key setting on, right? And
Yep.
that his green screen is literally green, which means it would be set to green, so it wouldn't replace things that are blue in the TFE footage.
Like that, you mean?
That's not an answer.
It wouldn't do this thing that I'm doing right
an
now.
answer.
You're saying
That's not an
that
answer.
is
This is a red herring, bro.
It's so funny. Oh,
again incorrectly calling out fallacies is not going to help you.
You're
You're
not
telling
answering
me
my question, bro.
that-
You're not even
you're
answering
telling
my
me
question. That's a red
hold on
herring.
one
when you don't
second.
answer the question.
You are telling me
it's a fallacy
that-
vomit.
You're telling me that my chroma key is set to green, but if I do that, non-green stuff disappears
No
for
one's
some
we're
reason.
not talking about that. We're talking about specifically blue is being chroma keyed out in the TV footage. Specifically
I'm
blue.
wearing gray, buddy. Is gray?
I know,
is gray
but
green?
Yes.
Is gray green?
That's-
Gray is green. Okay.
Yeah, because you're
Perfect.
picking for it to do that. So are you
No,
saying?
I'm choosing green. But in the wait, I can share my
Okay, so
screen.
why
Dude,
is
I can
blue?
show you.
Why is blue being chroma keyed out in the TFE footage?
The same reason why my white skin and my black glasses and my
No,
gray
specifically
hoodie
just
is
blue. Only
disappearing
blue is
when I
being
push
chroma
it too
keyed out.
hard.
Only blue is being chroma keyed out. You would agree that blue has been picked in the settings to be chroma keyed out, right?
No, green.
Oh my
No,
God.
blue.
Dude, I'm literally showing it to you. Dude,
Bro. Okay. If this is funny to you
Look at
guys,
that.
that you guys want to
You
call
can just
blue
see-
green, that's fine, dude. You guys already
look
like
at that. You can just see my
Oh my gosh.
my pink lip. You can just see my pink lip, and I can push it softer. And you see white disappears. Like, can you see
Doesn't-
here how white is disappearing? And I can leave myself alone.
Max.
And it's chroma
Max.
keying white when it's set to green.
Hey Max, do you have something that's green that you can hold up? Like set it to normal, and then hold up something that's green.
Yes, we can try that. One sec. I have a towel in the toilet. One sec.
Wait, what? He has a towel in the toilet. Is it gonna be sopping wet?
It's like comedic relief after you lost a debate.
The thing is that chroma key is not exact because, for example,
Yeah, you're gonna have to crank it up, and then it'll be right on the fringe. There you go. Turn it up a little more. There. Like,
This doesn't prove anything, bro.
oh, it does.
right.
It totally does. This is great.
right,
I
we
love
got
this.
those.
What does this prove? How does this prove anything?
great.
That
Oh, don't worry about it.
no,
It's,
no,
it
doesn't
you're-
prove it.
Yeah, you're-
okay.
you're
brother,
not.
You
Yeah,
win. I give up.
Yeah, you're
Thank
not-
you so much
I
for
would just have to
bringing.
guess which one of my arguments you guys are debunking with this presentation.
I did.
I'll just have to guess.
You're not tall enough to ride. Okay.
I am now bringing the Democ.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
I'll try.
There he is.
Democ, you're on the air.
Yeah. Elevation is what you can't prove up close, empirically, and personal. See, when you talk about like being off by a little or a lot, when you look that way and you point and say, I'm looking through this thing, your vertical distance versus your left and right distance, how much are you missing out on? And how can we even judge how much distance we're seeing or how many miles we're seeing left to right or vertical up and down in the distance up to 238,000 or 50 or 10,000 miles? How do you know? But elevation, first of all, prove elevation on a globe, actually empirically on a wall.
Prove elevation.
Yeah, a thing that's under your feet, but on top of you, that you're on top of. So you're standing on the top of it, and then on Australia or the side of it's over there. But you guys say no part's higher or lower than the other, but Australia's under your damn feet. So one part of it is totally above the part on Australia, or the North Pole part is above the South Pole part. So up on your wall, it's going to be hard for you to prove a horizontal line, and then a curve does the same thing a horizontal line's supposed to, with liquid along the whole way.
Wow. That makes no sense at all. I love it. I love it. That's amazing. No dirt in the middle.
Elevation makes no sense.
No dirt in middle.
Welcome to Flat Earth.
I think
you have the empirical evidence how you can prove a globe equidistant to the center of something that's dropping below itself, but still staying equidistant to an imaginary spot called gravity center of this whatever you imagine. How can you put it empirically on the wall versus my horizontal you're trying to claim?
What am I putting on the wall?
My horizontal in every step of the word. They are the antithesis. They're the opposite of each other.
What am I putting on the wall?
You're supposed to draw the Earth curve. Point out wherever gravity's at. You put like a little dot that represents whatever gravity's to.
It's everywhere.
And then keep drawing your Earth curve, right? And focus your curve on whatever you're calling gravity center, and keep putting your curve, right? Up close and personal on some kind of material, a material Earth curve, to where you keep putting stuff on it, right?
Wrong.
Curved object that we can see isn't horizontal, so you'll need both things. You'll need to steel man the flat Earth horizontal that doesn't have no rate of change of elevation, right? Then you'll need to prove your Earth curve has no rate of change of elevation, how it goes down below your feet into Australia with no rate of change of elevation right in front of your face. No glober. So no globe, no Earth curve anywhere.
Can you say for me? Wild thing, she loved to do the wild thing. Wild thing, please, baby, please. Can you just say that?
On the wall empirically.
Just say,
what does that look like, and how can you account for it or make it or produce it? Where's the math? Where's the physical attribute?
All right,
how do you even know what that is?
All right, hold on.
How do you know what that is?
Yeah, hold on. Say wild thing, she loved to do the wild thing.
What is an Earth curve?
Oh, come on.
How would you even know?
Wild thing. She loved to do the wild thing. Say that.
Earth curve.
Oh my gosh.
Prove it flat, man.
All right. We have next up is Grandpa Fiddlebone.
So you can't prove?
Bye, D-Mock. You're funny.
Okay, Grandpa.
Hello. What's up, guys? Thanks for bringing me up. I have two questions. The first one is for QOP. Why would you even attempt this debate, QOP? You are genuinely the worst debater I've ever seen in my life. I don't care if you think that's an ad hom. Whatever you think an ad hom is, it's the opposite. You're genuinely the worst debater I've ever seen in my life. Why would you even attempt this?
An ad hom.
No, that's an insult, dude. An ad hom is you're insulting in replace of a response to an argument. That's not what I was doing there. You have to look up what the word ad hom is. So can you answer the question? Why would you even attempt this, dude? What a pathetic performance. Seriously.
All right.
Oh, dude, you got me, bro. Nice one.
Okay.
Really, really,
Anything else?
that's high level stuff, bro. Good job.
Dude, you're
gonna bring up.
Pretty good about that one.
Next up is okay. Next up is Bandy. Oh wait, well, the map wants to go again. And Donald C. Okay, well, anyway, we'll go back. Bandy is here. Hello, Bandy. You're
all
on.
right. Well, I think MCToon is the CEO of AdHoms. Yeah, you're like way too far with all the AdHoms. I was listening that whole time.
Oh my gosh.
And, you kind of got wrecked, Globetard. All right, thank you.
That's it?
Okay, the CEO of AdHoms. We got it.
For reference, so this was another excellent example of an insult, and he was not ad-homing, he was insulting, just like I wasn't ad-homing, I was insulting. Like, if you're gonna say that somebody's, like, if somebody says, words that make you, hurt in the feels, then that's fine to complain about it, but use the right word, insult, not ad-hom.
Right. Okay. Yeah, don't use the Latin, kids, unless you know what the Latin means.
Yeah.
It's very important. Okay, so let's see. We have Donald C. I'm bringing him up.
Hello. So I had a question for QOP. If all of this supposed evidence for TFE being fake convinces you that it is fake, then is the refutation of that evidence against it being fake?
I think I might need a diagram for this.
I didn't follow that either.
I apologize. Okay, so you're saying that these things that you brought up tonight are evidence that that TFE was faked. Is the fact that it's been refuted evidence that it was not faked?
It hasn't been refuted, bro. They didn't answer any of my questions.
I was there. He refuted every point you made.
He wouldn't even answer, so.
Yeah, I was there. He refuted every point you made.
Oh yeah, because Globers have like goggles for like not seeing when.
Okay, so you're not going to answer the question. Got it. Thank you very much.
I did answer the question.
Okay.
Somebody else wants to go. That's fine.
All right. And I think that might be it. Although I admit there are some more people in the queue. Oh, Taylor. Taylor is here. Taylor, you're coming up. There you go.
Hey, I just had a question. Did y'all ever do like the lux meter, where basically you measure the intensity of the light throughout the day? Did y'all have those measurements?
I did a couple times. I got my notebook here. Let me see if I think 2 or 3 at the most. It just wasn't high priority. Like, I did it, let me see if I can find out. I got the sun elevation there. But I didn't need the sun elevation in the end because I built that sundial which had it. You see, I got the notebook here, but I don't know what page it's on. So, and there's no index, and it's not a PDF, so I can't search it. But it did vary. I can tell you that. I don't know. I'm sorry, Taylor. I might not be able to pull it up like real time, but I could get pictures of the page and send it. Would that be okay?
Yeah, that'd be good. Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, Rubik's Cuber, yes, you can post the question here. I will read it because his mic is not working. But we also have Shubel who wants to come up. Which I will bring up. Shubel.
I'll just make a prediction. He's not going to ask any questions that have anything to do with any of my arguments.
I have a question that might have to do with you and your argument, but we'll do it after Shubil, if he is here. But I don't. Did that not work? Let's try that again.
Oh, I found the Lux. All of 2. Oh. Here, let me. I'll read it for Taylor. I had a meter that measured both pressure and lux. So on 11:46 a.m., so this would be on the 15th, the pressure was 918.1 hectopascals and the lux was 89.2. And at 6:34 p.m., the pressure was 919.0, so hardly any difference in hectopascals, and the lux was 94.5, so it dropped by 4 lux from 11:46 a.m. to 6:34 p.m. That's all I got. I'm sorry, it's not a whole lot of information. It wasn't one of the experiments that we were thinking about and planning on, so it was kind of just a bonus thing.
Okay, quick question about the 360 cams. As I understand it, Mike, there were 2 set up. They were identical, but you had intentionally offset the stitch line.
Yes.
To be in orthogonal to each other, and the stitch lines were at no point in a cardinal direction like south. Correct?
Yeah, they were 45 degrees to south and 90 degrees to each other.
Was there a third 360 camera doing 28 frames per second?
There was no. There were just 2 of them next to each other doing those. What'd you say? I don't know. I think they're 30 frames a second, but yeah. And then Dave McKeegan's was doing the time lapse, but it wasn't really close. And I don't know specifically the orientation that he used.
Well, just specifically that I thought there was one that was at 28 frames per second, as well as the others, which were, I don't know, 1 or 2 second each.
No, the Will's 2 that he did were both 30 frames a second at 5.7K. Because we did the math, we could not get 8K on a 1 terabyte SD card. We needed to lower the bit rate to 5.7K, which is 1 step down in the camera in order to get 30 frames a second.
Okay, so Q, did you compare multiple 360 cams? There's multiple cameras simultaneously recording. When it comes to things like the lens flare that you're talking about, cut and pasted clouds, did you compare from camera to camera time synced?
He to be fair, he couldn't, because Will has not yet published that second 24-hour live stream 360 view.
Okay, I'm sorry, I withdraw, because I thought there was at least 2 publishings of 360s.
No, there haven't been.
Shubil, did you figure out this stuff before you yelled at me?
No, that's why I asked Mike first, and he said there was.
Okay. So we have some text questions from Rubik's Cuber to QOP.
How Globers do this kind of thing, where they just assume the thing is the flat earthers are wrong, so they just confidently yell things at flat earthers. It's very strange.
Well, he wasn't addressing anything to you.
The earth is not flat, but yes, beyond that, certainly. So, the question to QOP: what was the first inkling that made you think that the TFE was fake? What was the first thing?
Vakegate. My nigga Witsit.
Perfect. Yes, Vakegate. Witsit certainly stoked the conspiracy fires with that one. And to MCToon from Rubik's Cuber, in an ideal world, a debate should be about the exchange of ideas. Well, QOP was obviously wrong. What made you accept this debate in the first place?
I had not yet debated on this topic. One time I spoke with Nico about it, and it was mind-blowingly stupid. But so that's why I had not done it yet, and he specifically challenged me, and I'm not inclined to go away from a challenge that's on topic like that. So I think those factors together.
So, okay, I had been asked the question, why is MCToon doing this? And I said, well, in the world of TFE conspiracists, there's very few who will actually go into a live debate on it. So QOP might be the only one, or one of the few.
Yeah.
So, all right. And from Echoplex, he has a question. His mic isn't working. He said, let me see if I can find this. I don't have a mic either. Could you please ask MCToon to show the plane landing behind the hill so QOP can understand how bad that argument was, please?
Yeah, I'll see if I can find that. It's I don't have Dave McKeegan's footage, so I don't have it handy, but I can, let's see, not that one.
That's just
What's
so that? The plane disappearing doesn't prove it's a hill if the opposing view is that it's all CGI and it's made to look like things are disappearing at the horizon, which is just, a CGI horizon that isn't actually real. So that doesn't prove anything if a plane disappears.
That makes no sense.
If it's just a fake CGI background, and you have a plane disappearing into the horizon, it's not, that's my position, right? So the thing you're looking at is not proof of what you believe is going on.
Yes.
So I have a request from Cole to speak. Oh, maybe not. Oh, yes, a request from Cole to speak. So I am going to bring him up. If these are just going to be yelling at QOP, I would encourage you not to do it necessarily, but go ahead.
I'm looking for it's 6 hours of footage in this one video to find the camera, or to find the plane landing. I don't have it. I don't have it handy. That's the problem.
Okay. So Cole, you're on the air.
All right, unmuted, right? All right. Number one, sorry guys, forget the accent. It is what it is. Number two, yeah, I'm not going to be yelling or hollering at him. I just got a question there to him about what they was talking about the chroma key. And if you look at the guy's coat, you can tell that the pocket is just ever so slightly a little bit greener or different color. When they was explaining it to you, my question is, did you really follow what they mean when they showed you that if you slide it to just exactly right, that you can make something just slightly different color show chroma key when the rest of the coat was blue itself wasn't? So I was just my question is, did you really follow what they was trying to explain to you about that? Or what was your understanding that they explained to you about that?
It depends on how you set it, though. You're just assuming that it's set the way he had his chroma key setup set. He was making assumptions. You don't know how Will Duffy said it, right?
Yeah. He told us how he said it. He turned on chroma key and he's got a green screen at his house. That's what he said.
Yeah, a green screen.
Yeah, so he explained it. So we know how he said it because he told us. And then Max showed how it works and how different things at different intensities will get picked out.
Well, it's coincidentally not green that was being chroma keyed as light.
Just like Max is not green, and Max was still chroma keyed out because it was intensive.
Yeah, he was changing it from the background, which was I believe green, and then he changed it to getting rid of other stuff in the video. he had to change it. So you said Will Duffy just left the setting on, which was to replace the green screen, not himself or any other hues of blue. And for some reason, it's just chroma keying out all the light blue that is the exact same color as the sky in question.
Literally not just the blue. Wow.
Literally only blue.
All right. So, Max says, I never changed the green color. I can show it again. And he has asked to speak. So, are you asserting that he did, in fact, surreptitiously change the green color, QOP?
Wait, what? Of course, the whole thing is a fake. It's a fake video with completely.
No. That what Max was showing us on screen was changing. That he did something that changed the that he changed his color on the fly.
Well, he changed something. That's why he didn't disappear at the beginning.
All right, I'm gonna bring him up. He can do it again because okay. Maybe I'll bring him up and see if this actually works. Yes, he's here.
Hi, sorry, give me 1 second. Let me get my headphones on. So we'll do this. I'll share the screen, and I'll also share the screen in which I have the OBS. So I'll share that. I'll put my camera on. All right. So I go here, and you can see I move the green screen so that you don't see it full in the frame. So you can see there's like my background, my actual things behind me, right? All right. So now I go to the webcam, filters, chroma key, and you see this is green. The only thing I was moving is this slider. And if I push it, even if you push it a little bit more than you should, other stuff starts disappearing, dude. What the hell?
So QOP, what do you make of that?
That has nothing to do with my argument, bro.
Bro, this is literally debunking your nonsense.
Straight to the heart of his argument. Bro, that's not my argument. Classic.
It is. Oh, hold on.
My argument isn't that chroma key can't make random things disappear.
Yes, it can, dude. I'm literally showing it to you.
I literally said it's not my argument.
Okay, what is your argument?
Here you can see it says key color type green. If I push it, stuff that is not green starts disappearing, and you can even see that when I have it at the right spot. Shut up. No, wasn't done. You can also see how the green bleeds into me. You can see that I have like a green outline.
Oh,
dude, your voice is terrible, bro.
I love his voice. He is.
Oh, that's adorable. When they talk about my voice, is because they
listen
have nothing
to his
say.
sultry voice. I mean, that voice. You could, Max. You could read audiobooks all day long to me.
Thank you. But dude, you're lying, QOP. I'm literally showing how I can make myself disappear without changing this box that is green. And if I do blue, nothing happens until it just starts bleeding over to the other colors.
That's crazy.
I can put magenta.
What? Oh, was that an ad hom? No, it was not an ad hom. It was also an insult.
Custom color. I can actually, we can do this. Check it out. Right? I can filter out the grays. Dude, you have no idea how chroma key works, and yet you're talking. This is nonsense.
Okay.
All right. Amazing.
Right. Please,
let
please
me-
stop lying about me, all right?
I want to, if I can, just for a second here, I still have my $100,000 challenge to anybody that thinks that it was a faked. You and I, we both go to Antarctica. We both deposit $100,000 in escrow. If the sun circles 24 hours a day, I get your $100,000. And if the sun sets, you get my $100,000. So far, nobody's really excited to take that. QOP, if you are so certain, you could go do that, man. Go get a hold of $100,000 somehow, and let's go.
I don't think I doubt QOP has $100,000. I'm gonna make that guess.
I mean,
So
I would have to leverage my house to do it, but I'd do it for an easy win.
We have
and a free trip.
Yeah, I don't know if that would work for QOP. Okay, we have Dream Eskimo 7272. New member. I do not know them, but we're gonna take a chance. Dream Eskimo, you're on the air. Eskimo Dream.
Okay. Question for QOP. Who's your flurf daddy?
Papa Flurf, please. It's got to be Papa Flurf.
That was gay as fuck, bro.
I just wanted to know who taught you the arts of flurfing, because you have that kind of cadence of a TikTok flurf like Nathan Thompson. Okay, bro. Whatever,
Yeah, that's a little bit. Yeah, I see that. This is so boring. Oh, you're so boring. Like, yeah, he does that.
Those are just ad homs, not insults.
But the random
talk you Latin, because I get a refund on that.
But the random fallacy spewage, that's Witsit to the core, right? Because he'll just chuck out random three, four fallacies. He'll just throw out 3-4 fallacy claims in a row, not knowing what any of them are, just hoping something sticks. Right?
Yeah, that's spread like wildfire. Okay, well, thanks for not answering, retard. Take care.
Yeah, don't do that. Okay. Let's see. Who do we have? Anybody else?
Does this make them feel better about their globe and TFE, like insulting me? Like, I don't like, none of these insults are bothering me at all. So just save your breath, dude. It's so stupid. It makes you just it makes Globers look bad, bro.
At least you got their terminology correct now. That's good. We're making improvements.
I think we've done enough of just throwing insults at QOP or ad homs. If you can ad hom, let me know. Send me a text. All right.
I think Roland my boulder wants to grill me a little bit.
All right, I'm gonna leave if another Glober does just random insults.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're on.
Okay. I am a Glober, so this question is not for MCToon, and it's not going to be an insult, an ad hom, or any definition of such. But I wanted to ask you, what would be like proof that you would accept of a globe? Like if you actually went to, say, Antarctica for yourself to see the sun and say that it is real, like that you're actually seeing it with your own eyes, would you accept it then, or would you still think that the earth is flat?
If I saw the sun, would I believe in the globe, is what you're asking?
The 24-hour sun in Antarctica.
Yeah, that's not proof of a globe, even if it did happen, which it didn't. So
well, okay, but on the flat Earth that you believe in, how does a 24-hour Antarctic sun work?
Bro, do you even know what debate we're in right now? You think I make
but TFE was the final experiment.
You think I make ad hoc theories for 24-hour sun on a flat Earth model, dude? I'm literally like the person that like debunks TFE. Like
that's what TFE was, though, going to observe the 24-hour sun, and most people believed on the globe that it proves the globe, and most people on the flat Earth side believe that if it wasn't there, then it proved flat Earth.
Yeah, and so that's why I like to debunk TFE, because it's like it's not proof of flat Earth, but it's evidence towards it.
Do we have any questions for or somebody who wants to ad hom or insult MCToon?
God, rolling my boulder. Get him up in here.
Why?
MC Toon, your hair got super long on the trip and it looked ugly. Ha.
That was not an ad hom. Okay, well, rolling my bowler is down there, but he doesn't have his hand raised.
Oh.
Maybe I can invite to speak. All right, I'm inviting him to speak. I don't know if he wants to speak. We have Bandy wants to go again, Demok and Sky Hunter, but I think we're just doing one at a time. Steve A, do you want to talk to MCToon? Seer Soul? Beyond that, I don't know, but I would say we're probably good here. PhD Bob, do you want to come up? Okay. Bandy wants to speak again. Rolling my bowler accepted. All right.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't really have a good ad hom or tune, but I would say I was really disappointed about the non-source videos with the background music. That was a real letdown.
Yeah, I didn't go to the original.
I hope QOP, if you choose to debate again, you present the source material and not stuff that's been filtered through the propaganda.
Does that discredit what I showed? So you're claiming I showed something that wasn't from TFE?
Showing stuff that's not the original source absolutely discredits it.
Oh, what can you answer what I said? Did I show anything that wasn't from TFE?
Yeah, you showed stuff from YouTube channels that people had overlaid
YouTube
music and done. I don't know what else.
Nice, good job, dude.
But the source was available to you, so that was really disappointing.
I also download music that's not from CD quality. Doesn't make the music not the song. What the fuck?
You're in a debate. You want to go to the highest quality possible.
Bro, it's just it's
why,
not what.
Why is this a misunderstanding for you?
So if anyone thinks that somehow my arguments and the things that I showed are debunked by the fact that I don't have the original source, those aren't people that I care to prove it to anyway, because they're just globetards.
And there is an insult. Proper usage. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Roland.
So, one of our mods called MCToon a stinky butt poopy head in an attempt to balance things out.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Still
that.
have an ad-hom. Oh, Tank from the Matrix wants to speak. Okay. I'll bring up Tank. Tank, you're on the air.
Yo, what up?
Hey.
MCToon, I want to ask you a question.
All right. I'm ready.
Are you working for the government?
I am not.
To edit and create this footage to trick everybody?
I am not. Sorry.
All right. Thanks for answering, man.
All right.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, I think we're probably wrapped here.
Yeah.
So anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming by. We have another event tomorrow, and for all the multitudes over on MCToon server, you are of course welcome to come by here, and I'm sure he can get you an invite.
Yeah, so I put it's pinned in the live chat and it's in the description to the server here. So thank you for hosting. I just want to reiterate again that I have a $100,000 challenge. So if anybody is bold enough to accuse me of the things that QOP is accusing me of, then sack up and come take my $100,000, or give me your $100,000. I am ready and willing to take your $100,000. It's an automatic easy win for me, plus a free vacation. So I'm 100% ready to take your money. And if you are unwilling to sack up, then it tells me an awful lot about your position. Anyway, so I'm going to go back to my channel and got some chatting to do over there. And everybody that's in my server, if you want, you could pop over. And I suppose there'll be some lively discussion on over there on the OmniTalk server now.
We should have some. Planet Peterson is coming tomorrow. That's what it is.
Oh, he's awesome. Okay. Yeah. Tune in for that.
All right.
All right. See everybody on OmniTalk.
All right.
We'll see you.
Thank you.
All right. Man, that was pretty lame for him. Poor guy. He's 0 for 11. Darren says, I'm a little behind, but laughing at the AI forgot to render in your DSLR there. You need to check your shadows and how cocky he said it. Idiot. Yes. Absolutely. To think if something like this were faked, you wouldn't accidentally leave on a green screen with the old green screen. You wouldn't. All of the things that they're saying they think are proof of green screen or proof of fakery are the opposite of what you would do if you were actually doing the things they're accusing of being done. Because it wasn't real time, right? Except for the things that were real time, which he didn't show, right? None of the real time things that were live broadcast. Well, the drone, that was real time, which didn't work out for him, did it? But none of those things, like you had all the time in the world to pre-produce them. You wouldn't have all these mistakes in there. It's so dumb. Yes, I will play the Losing the Debate Bro song. Rick says, so this fool has been given the explanations, but just showed up anyway. Top left candidate. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's never used an Insta360, but thinks he knows how an Insta360 should and should not work, and is certain that's a cloud, even though it has no appearance. It's angled wrong and all that. Like, why would you render a cloud in twice? That's so... You don't accidentally render a cloud in twice. That doesn't happen. Like, has no clue of how renders work. No clue at all. Kango44 linked just for funds, fully generative from Google Flow. Any request, I can just pump these out. And oh my gosh, I don't think I even want to play that because the flatties will just, everything is fake to them. Remember, and it just supports that. That's the problem. Like, it's really cool. The AI stuff, it makes things like this, 2, 3, 4 years from now, a whole different thing. And flat earthers are the first to fall for the AI. They are so gullible, right? Any video at all that's AI generated, they're like, that's real. That's completely real. They're so uncritical about things. As long as it supports the pre-selected conclusion, it's 100% instantly accepted. Now, this is a warning for all of us. The AI generated video right now, individual people at home can generate like 6 seconds at a time. That's it, right? And this is and it looks super real, right? If you scrutinize things, you can see it. Like, fingers don't look right. Some movements are a little bit weird, but those things are getting solved. And the 6 second thing won't be there for long, right? It's going to be a year from now. The ability for people to generate AI fakery will be really, really difficult to differentiate. It's I don't know what it's going to do to society. It's a real problem, right? Because people can fabricate things now, right? And whatever they want, they can fabricate the video for it. And up until now, it was not really great, right? You go watch the movie Gravity. If your suspension of disbelief, you can say, okay, I'll accept that. But if you look at that, you're like, a lot of things don't quite work right. But just somebody walking around and talking in front of a crowd or in front of a microphone or whatever, those are simple things to do today, looking pretty good. A year from now, how do you tell? I don't know how you tell. And the genie's out of the bottle. It's not going to go back in. And you can't even say, well, Google, because Google's leading the way in this. They shouldn't have done it. Well, if they didn't do it, somebody else would. And right now, you need to do it on their computers in their data centers, right? But there are really good AIs that run on smartphones to do, chatbot type things. Right, the hardware necessary to do those things is a year from now consumer grade with money. 5 years from now is on your Apple Watch. Right? That's the challenge. 5 years from now, these things are on your Apple Watch. Because that technology, all that is just not that. It's not that far out. Yeah, PhD Tony says, you think society isn't effed already? Naive. Well, yeah. But the challenge is, how will normal people who already suck at being able to distinguish, fake from not fake, right? People are all super susceptible to confirmation bias already. Right? It doesn't, right? Like, I want to be super critical, and I hope people in our community are pretty critical thinkers and don't just blindly accept things that support the pre-selected conclusion. I hope. But I think I'm, like Tony said, I might be naive in thinking that we are actually even, I don't know, are we even better than others in general? I don't know. What is Kango saying here? We've got Comfy UI, most powerful open source node-based application for generative AI. Oh, on your computer, yeah. So I have a Mac, M2 Mac with 32 gig of RAM, and it's a Mac Mini, and it runs quite a few different AI LLMs in Olama on my computer just fine, and I can do textual analysis really easily with that, right? 32 gigs of RAM. I bought this for not a whole lot of money a couple years ago. 32 gigs of RAM isn't an unreasonable amount of money to have on a computer. It's not. And like I said, phone can do it with just about 2 gigs of RAM, 2 to 4 gigs of RAM, can do some pretty decent stuff in a phone. So, yes, I am running a Mac. I've always used Apple hardware. As in my professional career, I've always used it as well. I write for Linux, but I've always written on a Mac. Since I started my very first website, written in Perl, that ran on Linux, was I did all the work on a Mac. I did all the photo, the editing, the hand editing of the buttons in GIF files, 4-color grayscale GIFs, no black or white. I was cheating to make them as small as possible, and hand edited every pixel. Yep. So yeah, today my main computer at work for years was a Intel Power Mac with Tower with 24 CPUs and 64 gigs of RAM. That was, but that's been supplanted now with the laptop. It's an M1 laptop. That's what I use. So, anyways, thank you for that, Kango44. Jack Fetter says, another life virgin, inexperienced in everything, yet somehow an expert at everything. How much of his sad life is consumed by conspiracy theories? All of it? I don't know. Like, I've been like trying to get a hold of him, and I'll pop into the Discord server that I think he owns, or at least is very active on. And whenever I just pop in, he's on voice. Like, I don't know. Like, he's in there all the time. He's just talking conspiracy nonsense all the time. Astrocate Sathic says this flirt loves lens flare more than J.J. Abrams. Pronon 1990 is has been a member for 40 months. Comes up just as Newton. I don't know what that means. Was that an upgrade? Or was it a re-up? Something like that. Thank you. Thank you for being a member for 40 months. Evil Producer 1 says, is that MCToon picture by Andy Warhol? Yeah. Can fake anything. The best thing about Pearl, it can speak Yodis. Oh my goodness. Slithery says, I was taught Fortran on Solaris when I was at uni. I did Fortran, I think it was on a VAX where we did Fortran. We did Fortran on a VAX, did Pascal on the VAX for sure. 3Ron says, it's like he's trying to convince you Santa is real, even though you're showing him the video of you dressing up as Santa, and he's still saying nuh-uh. Oh my gosh. The Sun Express, how much have LLMs replaced Stack Exchange for you in providing useful snippets of Python? 100%. The process used to be Google and probably the first or second Stack Exchange or Stack Overflow link was what you needed. Copy paste. Change variable names. Hungarian notation, camel case, and then you're good. That's all you needed. But now, like if I need a utility to move a bunch of files or between the servers, SSH or whatever, SCP them around and tar them and untar on the other side or whatever. I'm like, I'll just write it quick and I'll have it whip it up. I won't even. I'll look at the code, be like, yeah, it looks right. Go ship it. I'm not shipping. I think these are utilities. So, what notation? Hungarian notation. Hungarian notation, camel case, almond curly brackets. For those that really want to get upset at me, almond curly brackets. ALLMAN, not almond like the nut. Tar them as in tar and feather them? No. All right, can you show the shirt you're wearing? Okay, yeah. May the F equals M times change in velocity with respect to time be with you. There you go. It's for a lot of things, it definitely has changed. LLMs have changed a lot of things. So if I need to, for example, get on like a legacy server and it's not, and the server I'm on right, then I'm like, well, I need to disable strict key enforcement. I don't remember the command line parameter for it, but an LLM will do it real quick. So, yeah, it makes those kinds of things pretty quick. Oh, what really I've been impressed with is like FFmpeg is a super powerful tool to do video, transcoding and things like that. But it is definitely a black art to knowing all the command line parameters for FFmpeg. But ChatGPT Gemini, Claude, Grok, they all know exactly what switches to use to do what exactly it is that you want to do. And it'll spit out a complicated FFmpeg command, and it works, right? That's just an example. NetTuber says, it's surprising how stupid some people can be. How do they avoid accidents at home or cross the street a lot safely? Do they always have someone looking out for them 24/7? It's incredible. I don't know. Arnold says, almond style indentation looks much cleaner and consistent. Oh, see, what I like about almond style is the curly brackets line up vertically, right? They stack on top. If you don't do that, so the Kerning and Ritchie style, you'll do like if, and then, your test. And then they'll put the opening curly bracket at the end of that line. And then you'll have your block indented with one tab. Tabs are 4 spaces. And then, it's my preference. And then at the end, have the end curly bracket, right? And then the ending curly bracket matches up with the if statement or the while statement or the for statement or the function declaration or whatever it is. Oh, got a kitty. What's kitty doing? Oh, she's clawing you. Okay. Hello, kitty. Look at it. All right. What's going on, kitty? There you go. She is just so content. Look at that. She doesn't care. Like, hi. What do you think?
She's not very interested.
No, she's like, oh, whatever. But the dog, where's the dog?
The dog is
she's right underneath. Yeah, right. There you go.
Penguin.
Thank you. Penguin can stay. She wants to stay. All right. Almond, particularly useful in avoiding white space errors in Python. I don't use curly brackets in Python. But yeah, you could see the problem with Python. I love Python because it forces you to indent, right? Where you don't have to indent in C derived languages like Java, JavaScript. And so sometimes you see some sloppy code where they don't have indenting done correctly, or they'll have a mix mash, or like it'll be 3 spaces and a tab, like they're kind of. But when you do in Python, that has to be indented. Am I getting into the nuances here? So when you write Python code, you begin a block if, right? And then inside the if, everything has to be indented the same, using the same characters, in fact. So you can't use tab to indent one and 4 spaces to indent the other. It has to be tab on all of them. You can't see the difference between a tab and 4 spaces. So it's a little bit of a problem. So you need an IDE that's smart that'll help you out there. IDE, integrated development environment. It helps, it's where you type your code in, and it does things like it says, hey, these 2 lines here have different indent characters. You might want to fix that. And then so you have your if, your indented block, and then your end if there. So code nerd level 9. Yeah, sorry. I'm a bit nerding out here. And if ask Dora and Koo about this topic. Oh yeah. She's good. Clem says, I mistype have and haven't. Whoops. Yeah, I got it when you did. I think I read it maybe the right way. Larry Scott says you could. I don't know. The colors are, I don't know how chroma key. So AI layers could maybe not blending because I don't know reasons. Good summary of QOP in this debate, Larry. Rossi says, I could tell that Toon is my king because he's the one who hasn't got shit all over himself. Who here, I'm going to do a poll, who here went to see that movie in the theater a little bit ago? Did you see Holy Grail in the theater recently? Now, read the question. Don't get it wrong. did you see it recently in the theater? So Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail was recently redone in theaters for the 50th anniversary. I went to see it in the theater. So that's the question. Did you go see it? And I don't want to, not like your home theater, not right. So it was just a couple weeks ago. That's the question I'm asking. So Icy Spin says, why is this guy locked in a room for 5 months? I don't know. Like, seriously. Larry Scott says the Stitch line was addressed by 2 360 cameras. Yes, it was. Like, if you build something in a 3-dimensional scene, the shadows are not going to be wrong. What does it? He has zero understanding of how AI video generation is done, of how layers are done with chroma keys. He has no idea of how any video production and special effects are done at all. He is completely ignorant of all of that, but definitely knows how to spot it when he sees it, knows better than anybody else how to identify it, because he's top left. Top left. Leslie Rohrer saw it when it first came out. Nice. Leo Uribe for $10 says the guy thinks that Earth is flat, and you're going to try and explain the difference between an ad hom and insult. If dumb were a flower, the sky would be a beautiful spring. And that's an insult. And he would call it an ad hom. See, flat earthers in their echo chambers, they don't know. They just tell each other every time they hear an insult, they just yell ad hom. Because they don't know. Nobody's ever told them. They've never looked up the definition. They've never tried to understand what its meaning is, right? The things that they only know from their Papa Flurfs and their other Flurfs in the echo chambers. That's why he wouldn't let go of his incorrect definition of ad hom, because it's been drilled into him for so long. So, oh my gosh, yeah, Kango 44. I can't play that. They'll go nuts. It's a great video of, looks like me in Antarctica. Like, it's, you can tell it's not there. You can tell it's not there. Right? I'll put the link. People can look on there for themselves. You can tell it's not real. It's just a little bit of fakery, but like a year from now, you won't be able to, right? And the AI does things like sometimes it'll, change clothing or change features in scenes over time, the morph and things like that. Those are getting fixed too, right? The background isn't going to change, and the clothing that you're wearing won't vary, or your hair color or hairstyle won't. It'll all be static. It'll all be correct. Astrocate Sathik says QOP quite obviously pathetic. Thank you, Kate. Jack Fetter says enough with the logically possible. Ask a question. Well, yeah, he was going for something, and I think QOP knew that he was going to trap him. And was skedaddling, if you will, out of there as quickly as possible. So, why Shadow Doc says, why don't Python programmers ever argue? They always use try except to avoid conflicts. Nice. Uber nerd there. Jack Herman says, please ask QOP which way is south of the flat Earth. All directions are south. Right. The amazing thing about flat earthers is, of course, they've for years said that a 24-hour sun in Antarctica was impossible, and then they split themselves. Those some of them said that it doesn't matter all of a sudden, and some of them said it was fake because it has to be fake. That's what they said. It's an amazing thing. They've committed themselves to a lie in either case. In the Life says Max needs to clean his room. Well, his green screen shows a clean room, and his real room, I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit dirty. Judge Rightly says J.L. Warren's it's the law of excluded middle, not law of non-contradiction that you're looking for. Yes, that's what he was aiming for. Kanko44 says, did Dimmock go through a windscreen again? He sounds different. Suffering Succotash. In the life says, Aussie here in QLD, Queensland. We have Bribby Island and Moreton Island, 16 kilometers apart. I cannot see the beach on Moreton from Bribay unless I'm elevated. Yup. There's a bulge in the middle. In the life says, if Flurfs think it's fake, why haven't they reenacted it using CGI? Well, yeah, of course. Well, they don't have the budget. It was $1 billion. Of course, none of them can agree on how it was faked. None of them can be very specific right? They all have differing things. And of course, one person doesn't have a single explanation that matches even within themselves. It's the fourth law of Flurf. Their explanations contradict each other. Rossi says, and Dave Weiss duplicated the background showing through chess phenomenon. He did. Dave Weiss debunked that one there, but this guy was thinking that the sky, oh my gosh, he thought that there was a blue sky and that the chroma keyed out the blue sky and put in a blue sky. Oh my goodness. While we're talking Fortran, hold on. It's coming. It's coming. All right. It's coming up, Darkstar 4400. I got the book ready. Judge rightly says QP doesn't understand how light works clearly. No. The glare. Oh my gosh, the glare. So funny. Darkstar 4400. Of all the Dunning-Krugers in the world, QOP is about the Dunning-Krugerist. That doesn't flow. But I got it. I think I got it. Toads in my eyes. It says, bro, Flurfs are super cringe. Trust me, bro. Yeah, I mean, the good ones left. Josh rightly said, QOP was a meme video game. QOP is just a meme. Yep. Rossi says, Toon, you got to run a timer in the corner of every debate so we can predict and bet on the timestamp when the rage quit will come. You know, I don't try to get him to rage quit. That's not my thing. Might be more interesting for Craig to do that. We could do a timer for when they do a Flurf reset, maybe. They tend to do that. He did that with the flare, the lens flare, the sun on the lens. Oh my gosh. Jack City says, wait, flat earthers survived the final experiment? Well, not many. They think that they are onto something. They're like, there's more people that are flat earthers now than ever. No, they're not. Who's the new flat earthers since December that's like, I just discovered it and I'm totally in? None. I don't know of any. I mean, I'm not saying there aren't, but there's certainly not a flood. Darren says insults need a container or they are add-ons. I think that's how it works. Yeah. Earthly Skeptic says Flurfs love to get AI to lie to them. Truthers. That's true. There's no shortage of Flurfs that post a video where somebody used AI's voice, like had AI fake something, right? It's not hard to do. A chatbot tells you what you want it to tell you. So if you tell it, say this after I ask the next question, right? And then you ask the next question, it'll say what you told it to say because it does what you want it to do. That's the point. So, and they're so easily fooled by that. Because they just love it so much. And how many flat earthers just can't, they just can't stop trying to find in ChatGPT or somewhere, looking desperately for flat earth evidence. Dave Weiss is getting his butt kicked all the time by ChatGPT, and he doesn't even know it. He's too stupid to realize it. Jack City says, how can the flat earth argument survive the final experiment? Well, it can't. And obviously those that want to go in for the lie that it was faked, they are, by doing that, are agreeing that a 24-hour sun doesn't work on flat Earth, and that a 24-hour sun completely debunks flat Earth, and that's why they have to go for that lie. So, we've got the noisy one. You're a noisy boy. All right, here we go. How you doing, kitty? What are you looking at? Okay, we got baby bunnies outside, and this guy tried to get a hold of one the other day.
He's not a hunter.
He's not a hunter. But you know what I found the other day? I think yesterday morning?
What?
A mouse downstairs.
That was raccoon.
On the floor. Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Raccoon, the small one, is the hunter. This guy, he doesn't know what to do with them. And Raccoon, when Raccoon gets a mouse, and I go to take it away from her,
she growls.
She doesn't growl. She'll swallow it whole.
She growled at me the other day when I tried to get it from her. But to be fair, it was like very large, like the size of her head.
Yeah, too big for her to swallow whole.
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy, he doesn't know what to do. And he won't eat anything other than cat food. We give him meat. He's like, what's that? All right. I gotta let him go, but Donkey's here.
Yeah, you're good donkey now.
I don't want. Okay, you take the crabby boy. All right, I got Donkey. All right. All right. All right. Did you see the fraud ChatGPT posted on Dearth a couple days ago? Repost from TikTok by Flat Earth is Key. Not really ChatGPT, just TTS app reading FE script, pretending it's ChatGPT. Of course, exactly to my point. Flat Earthers either are super happy to lie, the guy that originally generated it, or super easily indoctrinated into believing that. All right, Donkey, come here. Come up here, pup. Come here, Donkey. Come here. Come on up. Come on up. Oh my gosh. When you try to pick him up, he goes Sean Spencer, as we say. All right, here we go. There we go. What do you think? What do you think, Donkey? What do you think? He's got the little white tie going here. He's like, what am I doing? What's going on?
He's so
Get your ears up. Put your ears up, buddy.
Come on, bud. He's so awkward.
What are you doing? Good buddy. Good buddy.
Bud.
All right, here we go. I'll put you down. All right. There you go. We'll get the full group. There you go. And here's Penguin. Hi, Penguin. She's really cute, and she'll do the like, what's going on? Oh, she got my lip. Okay. There we go. What's going on? Don't lick me. There you go. Okay,
Here,
you can go. Oh my goodness. Okay, thank you. Crazy dogs. Oh, my light got knocked. All right, there we go. Everything's good. All right. Kango44 says you can generate whole movies with Flow. You can extend scenes seamlessly. It has a timeline and editing tools. Yup. Yeah. Amazing stuff can be done with it now. And if it's good enough that for a cut scene you can't tell. If you're okay with that type of stuff, it's fine. It probably would be really good at things that aren't supposed to look real, cartoon things or anime or whatever. But it's so good that it's just like one or two steps away from being able to fool Like you can't tell. You won't be able to tell. Yep, Kango44 says comfy.org, all on your machine. In the life, says Flurf's always AI Elon's voice or Joe Rogan's voice. Right? What do you want to say? Just whip up an AI to say, have Joe Rogan's voice say it for you, and then you can have some clickbait. Right? And what do we do? What is the... How does society deal with that? I don't know, right? It's unscrupulous behavior to do that, to fake that kind of stuff. But how can you stop it? You can't stop it. That I don't know of a way to stop it. Yeah. Yeah, and people are gonna lie. Flat earthers are gonna lie. Whoever it is gonna lie, and yeah. Judge rightly asked to show my shirt. I showed it. There you go. May the force be with you. The Sun Express says 4X Radeon M1 MI60 or M160 GPUs here in my home lab. It is truly crazy what Olama can already do with 6B or 8B. Yeah. It consumer grade hardware, that's not, that's on the outside edge of what you can do, but the things that's a $10,000 rig today is a $5,000 rig a year from now, and in 10 years it's basically free in your watch. Rossi says, wifey and I saw John Cleese live last October 28th. We bought VIP seats down front with meet greet photo op, and we dressed as the Spanish Inquisition. That's so cool. John Cleese is definitely my favorite of the Monty Python crew. I love Fawlty Towers. Every movie he's ever been in, I love watching. He's so good. All right, Darkstar 4400 says, I learned Fortran in the 70s. I miss Fortran. There is my Fortran book. Let's see here. I don't know. There's not much to show here. Like, it's got a picture. Here's a Fortran computer. It's kind of an ugly language. There you go. It's not, I don't find it nice to look at. So, Scar says, imagine Rogan is the source people will believe. He platforms all sorts of crackpots that will say anything. In what world is Joe Rogan words are authoritative? To a crackpot believer, they are perfectly authoritative. And so when a crackpot believer believes in some nonsense garbage already, and then Joe Rogan's voice goes and tells them some new crackpot stuff, then they expand the idiocy that they believe in. That's what happens, right? And it's the gateway drug, right? It gets people into more and more, and eventually, everybody's lying and this and this and that. And whatever it goes down, like, they tend to group them all together, right? Flat earthers, they're not just flat earthers. It's a kind of a spectrum, and flat earth is to the far end of the spectrum. All these other things are necessary already, right? So they're with very few exceptions, they're about chemtrails. They think chemtrails. Right, with few exceptions, they're whatever. So many of them are Tartaria stuff. Many of them don't understand jet fuel. That jet fuel's a hoax. They absolutely mandatory to reject the moon landing. Even though on flat Earth the moon is not far away, it's actually easier to get there on flat Earth, and most of them think that the moon is in the atmosphere, so you wouldn't even need a spacesuit. You could just breathe the air there. They're so dumb. Yeah. I don't know. They're so dumb. Bob says, I watched QOP see a meme that Obama was, the mustache man's grandson within minutes without questioning for a second. QOP reshared on multiple platforms. There you go. That is 100% how it is. Right? Just buy everything. Just believe everything. If the source is somebody like, or if it just sort of, somewhat, kind of leans in that direction, totally buy it. Shadow Doc, what's my favorite item that's behind me on my shelf? You have some cool stuff. I don't think I can pick a favorite item. Here. This is the remote for the light there. It's also happens to be the Lemurian plug. So it was a while ago. I had my dad actually sent me this scam thing that was plug it into your house and it makes everything in your house work better and it protects you from 5G. And it's from Lemuria, which is like Atlantis. Anyway, I get it. I take it apart. There's nothing in it. It's actually just a remote control switch from the company Woods. I bought myself a 2-pack that has 3 buttons on it, hoping maybe that it would have it would work and I could use it to turn on and off the one that the Lemurian plug. But no, it didn't work. The Woods plug is a little too good for that. As legit as nostril lasers, yes. So, all right, what's my favorite thing? I don't know. I need to hook it up. This astronaut here that he's holding a moon that has a LED light in it. I've got I got a lava lamp there, right there. You can't really see it well, but there's a lava lamp. I got another one over here. These shoes are cool that were sent to me by Dan. Never worn them. You can't see it. Oh, Rossi sent me this, or gave me this bell. See this little bell here? Rossi 3D printed that bell. The stuff that people gave me, those are a little more meaningful, of course. The right here, this was right there, 3D printed for the trip to Antarctica. So Dick, wait, you make some bizarre claims, you fail at presenting the actual argument every time. Can you steel man the jet fuel argument? Yeah, the jet fuel argument is people that are too stupid to realize that jet fuel will fit in an airplane. And they're super gullible and ignorant and stupid and dumb and idiots. And they're like, it's just compressed air, without understanding how compressed air would work at all, that you would have to have an enormously powerful container. Where's that container repressurized? No idea where. And not understanding how it's in the wings and it's in the belly of the plane, and that there's certainly enough space in an airplane. Yeah, they're dumb. That's why. I don't need to steel man it. If you think that jet fuel's a hoax, it's because you're stupid. You're really, really, really stupid. And Dick Wayne, obviously, you're that stupid because you're getting butthurt because I'm telling people that jet fuel hoaxers are stupid. And you're butthurt because you're stupid, Dick Wayne. Oh my gosh. The blue and white Antarctica piece. Yeah, that's this here. That was 3D printed. Here, I'll grab it. We each got one. I got what's over there. I got the plaque thing that they sent us. So there you go. This was printed by Max S. It's M Dandry, Max Dandry. But let's see. This you can't really see. This is a here. I'll get it. I don't know if this will work. This, tell me, somebody see if you can get this. This is Max's website. See if that works. Let me know. So anyway, yeah, Max printed these. Everybody that went to the trip got one. We got them in Antarctica. Here's the thing. Will brought one of these for each of us down, right? And they're not thin. There's some thickness to them. He brought one of each with him. He brought 2 of these cameras, 2 tripods, 6 batteries. 6 of these batteries here. These are good size and they're kind of heavy. He brought a maritime Starlink unit. It's big. It's a big. I don't know how big it is with all the wires and stuff. He brought all that stuff and boots for himself. All the cold weather clothing for himself. All of those things he brought. And Witsit is like, I couldn't bring anything down. I couldn't like an absolute baby. Witsit is. Anyway, Will brought all of these with 8 of these. I don't know if he brought one for himself, so at least 8, right? So it was like this thick he brought in his luggage. Right, super thoughtful for Max Dandry to print this, and super thoughtful for Will to bring them, to haul them all the way down to Antarctica. So, yeah, it's hilarious how unprepared they were for the trip. They didn't know. Well, what are you gonna do, right? Jaron knew what to do, and that's why he got out. So think about put your Flurf hat on. You get to go to Antarctica. What experiment could you do? What experiment can you think of that might help you reveal the truth? Right? I had 16 experiments. I wrote them down in this book. I published them on my website ahead of time. I did predictions for Flat Earth and Globe, both as well as I could. On the website, I brought them to Flat Earth Discord servers for these experiments. And then also I asked Flat Earthers, what experiment can I do for you? I'm your hands and feet down there. What can I do for you? They did not have anything. They didn't, to my knowledge, suggest to Austin, hey, why don't you do this while you're down there? They did not know what to do. They have no idea what kind of a useful experiment might you do in Antarctica. Think about that. Put the Flurf hat on. You're standing in Antarctica, right? You're here. What are you going to do when you're here to test the shape of the Earth? Or what are you going to do when you're in Punta Arenas to test the shape of the Earth? Right? They would not want to test the angle to sunrise or sunset because they know it won't work for flat Earth. To definitely avoid that. They will not want to try to do celestial navigation because, well, that's not going to work. They're not going to want to look at the moon to see if you see a different phase of the moon when you're on the opposite side of the moon because they know that won't work. They don't want to measure the ground to see if the length between lines of longitude varies as you go farther south. They definitely don't want to do that because they know it's not going to work out in their favor. They don't want to do anything to test the magnetic field of the Earth because it won't work out in their favor. Think about all these things. So all of those are off the table because they know it won't help them. What are they going to do? They've got nothing. They weren't unprepared. Austin wasn't unprepared. He prepared exactly as much as every flat earther would. None. He had no experiment to do. He did not have any clue what to do. None of them knew. None of them could put thought to what test to do. Nothing at all. Right? We got Dick Wayne here. We got Dick Wayne, Flurf extraordinaire. What test would you do or would you have somebody do in your stead in Antarctica or in the far southern tip of South America? What would you do? What would you want them to test to see what the shape of the Earth is? You don't know. I know you don't know. So we got Nick N says jet fuel can't melt steel beams, but what about the fluid or chemtrails? How hot does that burn? Oh yeah, of course. They don't. It's both chemtrails and jet fuel, like hoax. But jet fuel can soften steel beams. Earthly Skeptic says, did I hear Flurfs are saying planes fly on compressed air? I'd really like to teach them some energy balances. Yeah, they don't know. They have no clue. But yes, that is correct. They actually do claim that rather than jet fuel, it's compressed air. Why? Because somebody else told them to think that. That's why. They only think what they're told to think. Right? They can't come up with an idea, with an answer for something that's outside of it. You know, where did you get the idea that it was compressed air versus something else, right? They enter it with, I don't see how the plane is big enough to have all the tanks for the fuel. Right? That's but then what? What do you do with that then? Well, therefore fake. Okay, but what's the truth? Because you're a truther, you got to know the truth. Don't know. They don't know. Well, somebody said it was compressed air. Oh, God. Oh, sorry, it's compressed air. It's totally compressed air. Because you can use compressed air and you blow it on a fan and the fan will spin. And basically jet engines are fans, so that's how it works. Right? Now, Shadow Doc says it didn't hit them when they saw that the main Union Glacier base was over the hill from your site, but you could see it when the drone went up and it came back into view. No, it didn't make any sense to them at all. Like, he's like, it's a good perspective. No, it's not. It's not angular resolution either. How can the plane be big enough to contain the compressed air? Of course it can't. And the other thing about compressed air is after you've used it, then after a while, you know what happens? It's not at the same pressure anymore. So you can't get the same force or, pressure against the fins anymore. It doesn't work. Okay, anyway. Gotta get, you're totally losing the debate, bro. Let's get it queued up here. I'm gonna wrap it for tonight. I've got something cool I'm recording tomorrow that hopefully I will have tomorrow evening. There it is. All right, I'm gonna do the Austin Humbly Bro remix. Dick Wayne, your question makes no sense, and there we have it. Unless I can personally travel in a straight line until I return to the exact spot I started, I wouldn't believe Earth is pear-shaped, is a star. So there it is. He can't even envision a test. He's so dumb that he can't even envision a test that could determine the shape of the Earth or give evidence for or against while in Antarctica. He's so dumb that he can't figure that out. And he's like, he needs to go in so apparently now, the only way to do it is to travel in a straight line. And here we see the dual standard of evidence, the third law of Flurf. Is that how he came to the belief that the Earth is flat? No, it's not. He did not travel in a straight line and test that. Right? He didn't use the flat Earth analog of that. No. He watched Eric Dubay's video. He believed everything that he saw in Eric Dubay. And he will deny that he watched Eric Dubay videos now and that he totally came to it some other way. But of course, we all know he watched Eric Dubay videos. And that's how he got into it. And now he's ashamed that it was Eric Dubay. Anyway, people. Thank you very much for coming along. I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow, I think I'm hosting the Craig and Toon show. We'll see you then.
Yo, it's Winston. Get gets it. Step into the mic, bro, talking flat earth. Get ready for the hype, bro. Aced algebra in school, honors too, bro. Gravity's a lie, yeah, I'm in the zone, bro. Electrostatics, that's the real deal, bro. They say the earth's a globe, but that ain't right, bro. I'm the best flat earth debater, bro. Humbly, opposition ain't on my level, so, but let's not get too technical, bro. This is so funny. You're getting crushed, bro. I'm schooling you, bro. You are literally losing the debate, bro. You are so out of your league, bro. This is so funny. You're getting crushed, bro. I'm schooling you, bro. You are literally losing the debate, bro. You are so out of your league, bro. Our model, though, not defined in full, bro. It's superior. Your model's falsified, bro. Van de Graaff generator, electrostatics amaze, bro. Made objects change weight, just a phase, bro. 100 volts per meter electric field, you know, bro. Flipped it with 400,000 volts. Whoa, small thing floating great, totally, bro. Next I'll rub a cat to a brick to show. This is so funny. You're getting crushed, bro. I'm schooling you, bro. You are literally losing the debate, bro. You are so out of your league, bro. This is so funny. You're getting crushed, bro. I'm schooling you, bro. You are literally losing the debate, bro. You are so out of your league, bro. MCToon and Globers, you can't deny, bro. Witsit gets it's here to testify, bro. Most times I don't remember you exist, yo. I'm the flat earth king, you better believe it so. Moon phases are like a magnetic cycle, bro. Center of a ferrocell, image magnets glow, bro. Charge up and down, etherically displaced, yo. Kinematic equivalence explains it all somehow, bro. It might sound tough, but let's skip details, yo. You might believe I have an amplitude for math, ho. It's all just a lot of salad in my words, yo. Words, yo, words, yo. This is so funny. You're getting crushed, bro. I'm schooling you, bro. You are literally losing the debate, bro. You are so out of your league, bro. This is so. You're getting crushed, bro. I'm schooling you, bro. You are literally losing the debate, bro. You are so out of your league, bro. And what happened is they brought in Einstein to totally save their physics redefined, to flip physics all on its head, bro. To keep Earth moving around the sun, you know. And in the magnetic torus field, I say the path of planets fits perfectly, yo. This is so funny. You're getting crushed, bro. I'm schooling you, bro. You are literally losing the debate, bro. You are so out of your league, bro. This is so funny. You're getting crushed, bro. I'm schooling you, bro. You are literally losing the debate, bro. You are so out of your league, bro. If this debate was a rap battle, I would have totally won, bro.